Summerslam, the culture. How's it going, fellers?
Good. All
Good
good over
SummerSlam. I always think about that when I hear the music.
I'm gonna take me a SummerSlam size shit after all this.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I already had a Royal Rumble in the toilet earlier, so.
Hell yeah. I lost.
SummerSlam. This is actually Crater. I was talking though. This is the second year that they've done 2 nights. Crater.
This is not the second year. This is the first.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit! Really? Well,
Yeah.
I remember being 2 nights last year.
It was 2 nights last year.
It probably wasn't that memorable last year either.
Oh, what the fuck? Well, if it must not have been if I'm thinking it was 2. This is the first one. Damn.
2 nights SummerSlam. And it didn't need to be 2 nights. I think we were talking about that last year too. Didn't need to be 2 nights. But we're going
I don't even remember any matches from last year's SummerSlam at all. Like, that's
didn't
crazy.
Becky Lynch return or something like that? Wasn't that SummerSlam last year? I kind of remember that. I think.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's like that's pretty bad, right?
I mean, not really.
I was gonna say, like, how many of these recent SummerSlams do you remember? Like, hell, even some of the War Games matches. It's a lot of this stuff is not memorable like it used to be. At least not on the stuff we grew up watching. You know, like I could recount all that shit, but this stuff is just from year to year. It's kind of forgettable.
I'm kind of surprised that they haven't done the 2-night Royal Rumble, because that kind of makes a little bit more sense to even, because you could have the one Rumble, the women's Rumble on the night 1 and the men's Rumble on the night 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, late entrance.
It's got nasty sensation. Gotta get nasty, baby. We're gonna talk SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, how could I forget? I just looked this up. Last year was Cena and Cody at SummerSlam. See, I completely forgot about that shit already.
Wasn't that when Cena just came face like the SmackDown before for no reason at all? He just turned face again.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Remember that now.
Boom. Oh, I totally forget about.
Oh my god! I can't wait to talk about this.
There's a lot to talk about. A lot of commercials. I mean, I had to take notes for the commercials, unfortunately, because that was most of the event. What? I mean, I guess the ticket sales is why they're doing the 2 nights and the ads and all that, maybe. Because, it started with WrestleMania because they were kind of like the shows were running out the road. They were like 7-8 hour shows.
Mm-hmm.
So it made sense with WrestleMania because that's like their biggest show of the year. Do you guys think it makes sense with SummerSlam?
No, I
feel like it was short, like 3 hours.
Yeah,
you know,
I
don't know.
Yeah, they could have done this shit like in one night. Seriously, because both nights it started at 6:00 and it ended at like 9. I mean. I think that they could have condensed. They could have got all the matches that they did within the 2 nights, condensed a little bit of it down, and done it all in one night. I just think WrestleMania 2 nights is fine, whatever. It's because that's a whole event to itself. But I don't think that they do SummerSlam that way. Hopefully, they don't do Rumble or Survivor Series or anything like that going forward.
Yeah, I kind of agree, and I could just be kind of selfish on this, but man, tonight. I was in and out because I have so much to do on Sundays. And I just feel like with this thing ending at 9, it's I was kind of in and out of the last 2 matches trying to get all my stuff squared away for the morning. And it just sucked that it ended, it was 6 to 9. I probably would have rather had it, to be honest, 8 to 11 if I had to choose. That would have just made my life a lot easier personally. But 6 to 9, it kind of takes my big part of my day where I'm trying to get things all set up for the morning, cooking. I cook all my meals for the week, so I was trying to just kind of run in and out, and I hated to miss a lot of it. I saw it, but it was I probably missed some good stuff here and there because I was kind of running between the rooms.
I mean, just go for the commercial breaks.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of ad breaks.
It's very noticeable, yeah, too. Hopefully the audio's sounding better. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. It switches to fucking webcam microphone sometimes. But let's get started, man. 2-night event, SummerSlam. They are in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which we were talking about this because I was confused. Like, I'm not a huge like pro football guy, but I was thinking there's like a lot of Green Bay and Minnesota kind of like their football teams rivalries. You guys know?
I have no clue.
Well, that'd be the what, Vikings?
The Vikings and the Packers.
I don't know, man.
Because it seems like there was a lot of like Packers shit back and forth with like, you noticed that CM Punk's outfit was like Packers inspired. And I was like,
well, they said it was some kind of hockey team. Like,
that's what I was wondering. Yeah, I was like, is it a hockey team in that area? It's those colors.
But I saw something else too that people were speculating about that the green and the yellow tires, because that was green and yellow was the colors that Cody wore in his first match in WWE. So maybe it was that mixed with the hockey thing.
That's a fucking obscure ass reference, though, isn't it, man? Like, who else is going to remember that?
Dude,
that's what Punk does, though.
Basically, there's a ton of people on the internet like that was posting that shit, and I was like, oh, if that's the case, that's kind of interesting. But whatever.
I did hear that Cody got. You remember when he used to have the Triforce on his boots that he got sued because of that?
Yeah. Nintendo like gave him a cease and desist letter of like, don't be putting that shit on your gear, bro.
That triangle is ours, brother.
You're not Link, pal. You're Guile. Fuck off.
Opening up, though, I wanted to mention this, and luckily for her, the internet hasn't been too harsh. Triple H and Stephanie's daughter did the opening "God Bless America" song. Who she did look very nervous, but I thought she did a pretty decent job.
Dude,
looks like
she's a kid,
very young Triple H.
Yeah, she's 15 years old. Like, people out there fucking making fun of her. Like, you're making fun of a child, dude.
Is she only 15, really? 15 years old?
15 years old. Like,
wow.
cut her break. I thought she did a great job, for, that being the first thing she's ever done with WWE. And, I mean, if that size, like a SummerSlam, you're singing, like, what was it, America the Beautiful? She did.
I think so, yeah.
You could tell she was very nervous, but I mean, who the fuck wouldn't be at that age?
But are people giving her shit because she sounded bad, or because they're like, they put their daughter on? Like, that's of course they did, because you got to look back at Stephanie and Shane were doing plenty of shit back then. They were in Stephanie in the magazine ads. Shane was like out there, like he was one of the guys that like runs out to like help people. I mean,
yeah,
it's
this
a
girl
little
wants
bit
to get involved. This is now's the time they're gonna have to start sprinkling her in here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both of those things. I mean, but you guys know how the internet is.
They hate both of them. Stephanie, they really hate Stephanie and Triple. Like, I don't know which one they hate more, Triple H or Stephanie, but they hate them both.
How can you hate Stephanie, man? Like, she's the most likable person I think in that entire company.
I mean, people shit on Triple H, and I get it. Like, a lot of the things that are going on now aren't that interesting. Being a lifelong fan, it's like I feel like I'm watching wrestling the least now than I ever have before, and it kind of sucks. But at the same time, like, I don't think they realize it's probably not him at the end of the day. Like, he's probably only got so much say with this TKO thing. I mean, look at how great he was with NXT. I mean, if his voice was not being told what to do, I think everything would be fine. So they're quick to judge and say Triple H, this sucks. But what happens if Triple H goes, though? That's what people don't realize. Like, everything sounds great now, but then when he's gone and some exec takes over that knows nothing about pro wrestling history, you think that's going to be better? It's going to be that's going to be AI everything. The whole show is going to be based on that. There's no way you find anybody else the caliber of Triple H to take over this company and write the stories and shit that's going to do a better job. I don't think so. Who else could they get?
I think at this point, like, if something happens to Triple H or whatever, like, the mans have no say really anymore on who's in charge. Beyond that, like, because TKO they'll probably just put some random guy.
You would think that they would have to get somebody within the wrestling business, though, because like just a regular business guy.
something.
I don't think that would be good. No.
They'll bring in Savio Vega to run WWE.
Oh God, dig him up from somewhere.
Dixie Carter, they'll bring her in.
Good Lord.
Oh man,
Dave Meltzer runs it.
I gotta ask you guys watching Dark Side of the Ring? Did you bring up Dixie?
I'm trying to catch up with it.
I'm trying to catch up with it, but the Renegade one really excites me. Actually, I'm really stoked about the Renegade one. Is that this week?
I'm curious about the story too, because not a lot's really known about that guy, and they do that quite a bit. Like they did the one on Ludwig Borga last year that I thought was really good because you get a lot of info on him. You can't. I mean, they did some digging for that one for sure.
Now let me ask you guys this: have you been watching it, Mark? Because I watched Boss Man today. Is that old or new?
That's new. That's the most.
Okay,
recent
so that's the only one I've watched this season. I thought it was really good. I'm kind of excited to check out the Double J one, and then the Renegade one I want to see so badly because they kind of mentioned in there how it was a little bit more of like it was a swerve when they were really telling everybody it was the ultimate surprise. Dude, I caught that hook, line, and sinker. I forced my mother to pay for this thing because I'm like, she knew Ultimate Warrior was always my favorite. He was on my birthday case and everything. I'm like, Mom, he's gonna be on this. We have to get it.
Fucking letdown.
But that's the thing. As a kid, like I fell for it, and the fact that they actually brought that up, that Hogan was like ultimate this and ultimate that, and he came out as like kind of the Ultimate Warrior, and like even as a kid, I'm like, wait, is that him? He looks different. Like I still believed it was him, kind of, but that's why I'm curious to see like what was the deal with that? Did Hogan decide to do that on his own, or was that the whole plan with like when
I'm wondering if Warrior wasn't supposed to come in and just something fell through and they were like, well, we have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like that could have been it. I don't know. I haven't watched that episode yet.
Later on, Renegade was like a stand-in for Warrior, right? On a couple of shows, maybe I'd read about that. Like he was
like when he was like when Warrior finally came in or something.
Yeah, in '98,
maybe like a body double, like in the smoke or something, maybe.
But what's crazy is that motherfucker killed himself within weeks of him being let go from WCW. It was very shortly after that.
What? So I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you didn't know he killed himself?
No, I had. The first I've heard of it. Which I'm not going to say that.
Back in the 90s.
Career.
This was back in the 90s, though. It's back in the day.
I knew he died. I didn't remember how, though.
Yeah, I think he shot himself or whatever, I believe.
Damn.
That's what it was. Depression due to not being booked, not really getting any jobs because everybody they were like, well, you're not really Warrior. You're not this guy. Like we just kind of got sent out to pasture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, think about that, man. Like his debut match was this big match with Hulk Hogan.
Exactly.
And then pretty much after that, he was a jobber.
Right. It's like, where do you go from there? You start at the top, with Hogan, and it's like, then nobody wants you. So,
well, especially because he became just the fake Ultimate Warrior at that point. Like, that's all he was ever known for, right? Was the fake Ultimate Warrior. And
do you guys remember, like, I think it was in '96 in WCW. This was like right around the time when NWO stuff was starting, and they were doing like I think it's the spring break stuff, like the WCW. This was, they'd already done like the Renegade stuff like the year before all that. And, he looked like the Warrior. But then around '96, they took the face paint off of him and he just kind of looked like a regular guy. And then they were doing these like vignettes of them like walking on the beach of like him and Scotty Riggs. And I think Buff Bagwell back when he was Marcus Bagwell, and I think Joe Gomez was another. They were like kind of promoting them as this like
Joe Gomez,
this new group, like in WCW, like I guess like these like young guys that were like built or whatever. But it went nowhere. Like they just showed that for a couple weeks, and then they dropped it all together. I guess.
Was that pre-American Males or post?
It was right at the same time as.
So do you think that's what it ended up turning into? Was that was going to be it, and then they went into just those two dudes?
Well, it was American Males was already established team, but then like they just started doing these random vignettes with those guys. I was like, are they going to make them into this like weird stable? But like nothing ever came. But they did that a lot in WCW. To be fair,
well, maybe they would do that, and we'll get to.
The vignettes, like they would do vignettes for all kinds of shit that would never lead to anywhere. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Do you remember the Raven vignettes that they did with him and his mother or whatever? And then
he was like a spoiled rich boy or something. Remember those ones?
Well, that one kind of went on for a little bit though. Like when he was like at his,
but it never
King-
led to
King-
anything.
King
They just
would
kind
go to
of
his house and stuff, and like it was weird.
What a random thing. He goes from Raven to be like he was just kind of like was basically like a spoiled rich kid who was just being rebellious. Like that was
then
kind of
Sandman was just Jim. They called him Jim or something like that.
And they would like do those like vignettes with, and it was like Raven would look into the camera like he was breaking the fourth wall, and, like talking to the audience while he's like driving this Lamborghini or some shit.
yeah.
Anyway, back to SummerSlam. Let's get to the first match because we haven't got to the first match yet. Io Sky versus Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's World Championship. Now, Liv Morgan came out, and they did note this on here, that she was wearing ring gear that was voted on by fans through a poll on Wingstop app. Holy God. Shit.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Even for real?
The advertisements here on this show in particular stick out quite a bit. The commentators also made note that this was the very first title defense from Liv Morgan since WrestleMania.
Days. That's so insane. But it's weird because she's been active, in the ring stuff, but because she was in like the Queen of the Ring tournament, if you've done other stuff on Raw or whatever. But damn, you go sent from WrestleMania to SummerSlam, and this is your first defense, which I mean that's crazy. But I thought it was a good match. I thought it was like one of the better matches on that one.
Yeah, Io Sky is pretty awesome. Like she could have a good match with like a broom, I think.
Yeah.
And Liv is good enough. Like with her personality and her character and everything, she's developed into a pretty good women's wrestler.
She's so good charisma wise that I think that even if she's not the best in the ring, it kind of overshadows that. Like she can make it work. So like you said, it's passable. But and Io Sky's the opposite. Io Sky I think is fantastic, but I mean it's tough because she's got charisma, but she doesn't. I feel like she's
got in-ring charisma, but she can't hardly speak English. So that
I was gonna say that's her biggest weak point. Like it kind of holds her back just a little bit.
What's crazy about Io Sky too, because I remember looking this up, like she is a veteran of 20 years or so in wrestling. Yeah. Like she started when she was like 13 years old, which I think is typical over there in Japan. So
she was wrestling for, I think it was Stardom or something like that over in Japan for the longest time.
That's a weird thing over there. I don't know if what the culture is like in Japan, but that's just very odd. What do they call it? Joshi, whatever. I can't pronounce it, but
kind of like Paige a little bit, right? Because she started when she was like really young. Her parents have a promotion in the UK,
but like they have. In Japan, they have leagues of just little girls wrestling and stuff. It's kind of weird.
I mean, that's kind of one of the biggest reasons that Kenny Omega got famous for wrestling a 14-year-old girl over in Japan.
Yeah. Brockzilla says Renegade is the former TV champion.
He was. I think he beat DDP. I think maybe
that was the highlight of his career.
Or Johnny B. Bad, or one of those two guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they call him Johnny B. Bad. You don't want to make him mad.
So what Brian Pillman called him.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think that they'll do with Io now? Like, I mean, they surely aren't going to continue her going after the title. Like, so where do you think where she go now? Like, as far as
I don't know, man. It's tough. I don't know what goes on with the women's stuff. I mean, I don't even know what the heck's going on. Ripley's hurt again. I don't know if she's just lost too much weight and she's so injury prone now, but she's hurt all the time. It's crazy. And it sucks because she is such a big part of the show. And when she comes back, it's like, okay, what do you do with her? Does she go against Raquel? I don't know what you do with Io now.
Yeah.
No idea.
I actually like what they're doing with Lyra now. Like, I think that's pretty interesting.
I was going to say maybe a feud with Lyra. That's probably the best or most interesting her character's been since she's been on the main roster for sure.
Yeah.
I think that the match she had with Bayley really put that character into perspective. And gave people something to look forward to.
Which, I mean, I think that we always said that she's a solid worker and everything, but she was just missing something for sure.
She always had those feathers and wings, so now she's kind of like a Raven character, right?
Right.
Mhm.
She doesn't wear makeup either, which I think is pretty ballsy. Most of these women nowadays, holy shit.
You know, and I mentioned this this past week on the Midweek Liberation with CK about Liv Morgan, but I wanted to get Mark and Garrett's thoughts on this. So, you know, Liv has had a hell of a year so far. She won the Royal Rumble, won the title at WrestleMania. She got to the finals, the Queen of the Ring. Now she retains the title at SummerSlam. I mean, it just seems like she's having like probably the best year of her career so far in WWE. What do you think's next for her?
When's Stephanie coming back?
That's a good question.
I think she's ready. Maybe they're
That-
just waiting on a.
Maybe that's the next feud. Then
That's what I was thinking. Like that's probably the way to go. That's why she held on to the title.
Yeah.
But she did also do that thing last night too. You saw she had the shirt with Rhea on it. So they're still kind of teasing that feud, which has been going on forever. So, but I think obviously Stephanie is probably who's in line to get that title back.
Well, I mean, you bring up a good point too, Garrett, because like the stuff with the shirt she's wearing with Rhea, so they still got to do that event here in the next couple of months, whatever. It's Crown Jewel, I think, where they have like the champion versus the champion.
Oh,
so do you think Rhea comes back, and that's Rhea and Liv at that show?
Probably, if Rhea's ready. I don't know her deal. You know, I really don't know how far out she is still.
You also got Triple Mania coming up. It's a 2-night event. They could totally do that there.
I would love to see them show up there.
Because it's 2 nights.
WWE is got a lot of injuries right now, man. Like they're fighting with a lot of injuries after this weekend. So we'll see who's ready and who's not.
They did some ringside introductions. I don't believe in Joe Henry. I believe in Mark Henry. He was there. X-Pac.
Joe's brother?
They may be related. They possible.
Spell it different though.
X-Pac was there. Waylon Mercy was there.
What a great gimmick!
You got no pop from the crowd.
Yeah, they had no idea.
Poor Waylon.
Waylon Mercy was one of the coolest gimmicks that they just never did anything. I mean, they did like Bray Wyatt did like decades later, but Jimmy Hart was there. Now, Mark Henry, I think, was with the Busted Open guys. Have you heard about all the stuff that's happening with their show?
Yeah.
Well, they got bought. They sold out to WWE, right?
Well,
yeah.
WWE Radio. They got that. They had their own channel for not even a year. Maybe it was a year. Maybe they had it for a year, but the channel wasn't doing very good. So I don't know if they had much of an option other than to work with WWE.
But I thought that they were a big. I thought they were one of the biggest wrestling podcasts. No,
right, but they had their own channel. Sirius gave them their own channel. Like
and they were also working with other people outside of WWE, like Thunder Rosa from AEW. She was a part of their show. And then, like when they did the signing for the WWE radio thing. This happened just within like last week. They kicked her to the curb, man.
Their fan base is totally turning on them too because of this. They had Triple H on the show last week. I think they just launched the Sirius channel or relaunched it this past weekend for SummerSlam. But yeah, man, like it's totally like pro WWE now. It seems like I don't even know if they'll mention other companies.
But the thing that sucks too is like WWE has too many shows now that it's like it's kind of obnoxious, really, right? Like everybody's got a show. So what do you got? You got those guys, Stephanie, Taker, Cody, like all these different shows. I think there's more.
Does Stone Cold still do his podcast? I haven't seen any new episodes.
No, man, no, wow.
Okay. His was probably one of the best. I really enjoyed his.
I can't believe Stephanie McMahon has her own podcast. Like and I don't have anything against Stephanie really, but she does not have the voice for a fucking podcast at all. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
I enjoy listening to her show. I think she just did one with Punk. That's a pretty.
Does Undertaker still do the show with his wife?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one, man. But yeah, a lot of people though online are shitting all over busted open. But I mean, it is what it is. That was a very popular show. I didn't mind the show. I would listen to clips of it online and all that.
I rarely listen to it because, like, I just can't stand some of the shit that Bubba would say on there, and I'm a big Dudley Boys fan. And it makes me like not like him, like because it's not that he's in character or anything. He's giving these real like thoughts and opinions on that show, and like I'm like, dude, fuck this guy. Every time I listen to this show.
So can they even talk about other promotions now or no?
Maybe TNA, because TNA is working with them a little
like
bit.
They can't do AEW talk anymore.
I don't think so. Probably not.
You know what? I agree though. I'm surprised they haven't snagged Chris to do a show on there, but his stuff is so good, man. Like it really is.
I think he's on a little bit more of a. I mean, he's making a shit ton of money, and he's already basically working with WWE.
Yeah,
getting.
He was in the front row last night on night one. I think he's the best there is anyway.
I like Ariel Helwani too, but he doesn't do like strictly wrestling. Guess he does like MMA and stuff.
Yeah, it's a mix. Yeah,
but yeah.
Oh, is Logan's podcast on that channel too?
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it is now.
But anyway, they had a bunch of people they would introduce over the, night one and night two. Second match, Usos and Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa in this special Gears of War sponsored match / entrance. What? There's a couple things that I had here. LA Knight, man, don't you fucking feel for that guy? Because
I do. I think he's done everything right in the sense. I love people that go against like what's supposed to happen, right? Like they've done everything to try to like cool that guy down, but he's still over and people are still behind him. But
he's still stuck in that spot though. It's
because they're not going to let him go any further than that. But the fans are still behind him. Where I think if that dude won the title or a Rumble or something tomorrow, he'd be so over still. And I'm surprised because they've really done everything they can to kind of bring that guy down a couple levels, and the fans are still behind him. And that's why I like Daniel Bryan. That's why I like Zack Ryder. It's like these guys that were never supposed to be anything that can just continue to get themselves over. Like that's something you don't see on a regular basis, is guys that can kind of get themselves over without any kind of rocket strapped to their back. And those three guys right there had done it. And I also think that LA Knight, like, Zack Ryder, like he got cooled down after that whole thing with the cane and the pushed off the thing with that, but they're not cooling LA Knight down. The guy's been squashed for like 2 years straight. You would think this guy was like a jobber, but he still comes out like a star, man. And I do feel for him. I really do.
Well, I mean, it is interesting though, like, because I agree with what you guys are saying, but like, it's interesting that even though they're not putting him in these big title picture, moments on these shows, he's had like 2 feuds basically for the past year and a half, and they've been both with stables, the Bloodline and the Vision.
Deals too, where I think LA Knight can't even win like a Money in the Bank, because at that point the fans would get their hopes up. And if he didn't win, which I don't think they're going to let him be champion, it's probably not going to happen.
I don't know.
Dude. Like,
I don't know.
I mean, he's kind of aging out at this point, but I hope that he does get something. I mean, I don't even care if he gets another title. Just he should have a belt. I mean, just to show that what he's doing is working. I actually was kind of into this feud, as weird as it is, because it reminded me of like. And I hate saying like, because LA Knight's old, so it's not like the young guys, right? Like, but it reminded me of, remember that pay-per-view back in the day in your house where it was like Vader, Owen, and Bulldog versus, it was supposed to be Ahmed, Warrior, and Michaels, and they ended up replacing Warrior for Sid.
International incident.
International incident.
This feud kind of reminded me of that, because it was just 3 people kind of put together that were baby faces and versus kind of like a stable. And all 3 baby faces are kind of over in their own way. And I think, Solo Sikoa like is kind of like that wild card where all of a sudden now that guy went from like nobody giving a shit to, wow, he's actually like a really good baby face. And he's somebody that I think can naturally get over. So he kind of reminded me of like a young guy kind of coming into his own on the, turning face. And I actually was kind of excited for this feud, and I thought the match was fine. I thought it was solid. Like the entrance gear thing was a little bit weird. I felt like Fatu's mask kind of looked like, what it kind of looked like? It kind of looked like the little kid in like Us. Remember he had like that little wolf mask?
Dude,
that's kind of
let me tell you something though. Jacob Fatu, that fucking guy. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody that's more of a natural at every. I don't know if I've ever seen him fuck anything up. Like even if he messes something up, he goes with it.
Yep.
And corrects himself almost immediately. Like that dude has to be world champion.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing to one of my friends last night. Like I said, if somebody's going to take the belt off of Roman, I think it needs to be Jacob Fatu.
And maybe they're leading to that. I don't know.
Do you think they missed the chance with that? Because the whole feud with Roman, I was hoping that like they were going to go for it. Like, I mean, Crater, I know you watch week to week, so like, those guys were dominating the show. Multiple segments across Raw and SmackDown.
And the story was kind of good too that they were trying to tell. Like,
I think they're going to circle back around to that though.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he wants to be the guy making all the money and not just like this guy, So I kind of thought it was a good feud. It would have been a nice win, but maybe you're right. Maybe this is all a story that eventually will kind of unravel where he's just kind of like, he's in with them now until he decides to strike back, like when the time is right or something like that.
Mm-hmm. That's my feeling on it. I'm thinking that he's only with them because he wants to be like, they say like know your enemy or whatever, like you're like the
enemy's closer kind of thing.
Yeah, whatever that saying, how it goes. But you know what I mean? Like that's why he's in the bloodline. I think why he agreed to do it so he can kind of get close to Roman and like kind of tear down the bloodline from within.
Well, the bloodline did lose this match tonight, surprisingly. Like that kind of shocked me a little bit.
But I was happy because I feel like those baby faces needed a win. Like the Usos are always going to be fine. Jacob Fatu is always going to be fine. But the Royce Keys and the Solos and the LA Knights that you feel like kind of lose all the time, like I feel like they needed this bump to try to just say, okay, these guys are legit players here and not just guys that we're going to beat every week.
Royce Keys needs a fucking makeover of some sort. They need to ditch that fucking name.
You don't like his singlet?
Come up with something. Here's my idea, and I was halfway joking. We'll talk about Solo here in a second too, Brockzilla. I appreciate it. But this would be a killer gimmick, right? And he has that mean fucking look, I want to call him Hobbs still.
Yeah, Willie Hobbs.
What gimmick?
His AEW gimmick like that?
No.
Like where he was,
he's a heel. He's got to be a heel, but it's kind of like a comedic heel along the lines of Debo on Friday, where he's kind of like the bully that just takes.
I would love that.
And he's got that mean fucking look like Debo had, right? Why couldn't they do something funny like that and people
just
would get
just steal that whole Debo gimmick for him, and have some guy come to be like Red, probably like my grandmother gave me that chain.
It could work,
like what bicycle?
It could work for sure.
Solo Sikoa, though, what do you guys think about what they're doing with him now? Like he's trying to be like a baby face, almost like a comedic character.
I like it. He's really kind of came out of his shell over the past couple of years.
I didn't know he had this in him. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you can kind of tell because like he's he's the Usos brother, so I'm sure that whole family kind of has that natural charisma to him. But just it's very surprising with him because when they brought him in, he was such a serious character, never talked really. He just kind of uses this enforcer role for the bloodline. Then they get him away from all that, and he really just becomes a completely different guy. But I love it. I really like what they're doing with him. I thought the spot in this match where like he did the run it back thing like Jay does, and he's doing the yeet. Mm-hmm. So I love humor in wrestling, so I think he's naturally really good at what he's doing with that. But
I like guys with charisma. I think he's got it. So I think that now I just think I would probably maybe tweak his look a little bit, like maybe his outfit or something like that, just to kind of have him feel a little bit different. And again, I was kind of half joking when in the chat that we had, but I wasn't at the same time. But I said at this rate, he's going to be like make a difference solo.
That'd be
like
so
6 months or
killer.
whatever. But then when I did like a face swap online with the jacket, dude, and he actually looks freaking great in that red, like that big leather jacket that like Fatu used to wear, which he probably still has, and he could probably go to his house and get right now with like the 8 ball in the back or whatever. Like that would actually be kind of killer, to be honest.
Take that to somebody get remade, man. Make a new one for Solo.
What was the deal with Solo though? That they had him like interacting with Seth Rollins? Because I know we kind of talked a little bit about that, Wes, where like, you know, we thought that Solo was going to either turn heel and join the bloodline in this match, or he was going to help Rollins in the match against Roman, but nothing came of any of that.
I think that they're going to extend his babyface run out. Like that wasn't initially like the plan, but they like where it's going, so they're going to let him run with it a little bit. I think I had heard that.
Yeah,
I think they didn't expect the reaction that he got like last week when he was doing the pew pew. Like he was so over that night that I think maybe they just said, "Listen, whatever we had planned for this guy, like we need to run with this now and see what this goes," because he was over as shit. That I'm like, and people online were talking about it, and I'm like, wow, they got to try to test the waters with this and see where it goes. And we'll talk more about. I want to talk more about the roster as we get going through this night, but yeah, I actually found this match to be fine. I thought the right people won.
It's fun.
Yeah,
everything worked well. I thought it was fun.
Well, if they do decide to do anything with Hobbs, they better do it soon. That's another dude. He's in his early 40s. Like they got to get moving with that.
Yeah,
that's another thing. We've got a lot of talent, but everybody's starting to get a little older, and I don't know. You know, they got to really start pulling some of these guys up that are in their younger age.
Yeah, there's not too many youngsters. I mean, there are a few. There's a few. But speaking of, you know, people getting up there in age, the next match, Gunther versus Nick Aldis, who's having his very first main roster match on you know, SummerSlam tonight.
Well, his first match in 3 years, I think they said, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there was really no reason he wasn't wrestling. I don't think he was injured or anything. And I think the hype for this match, like this was the one that I was the most looking forward to out of anything, just to see what was going to happen. I think WWE kind of fucked up with the hype on this one because they didn't have any footage like of his TNA stuff at all until SmackDown a couple of days earlier. So the reason, like, they should have aired clips from that Chris Van Vliet interview, man. I don't know if you guys watched that, but some of the stuff, this dude fucking broke down on that. It was like, this is my chance.
Chris Van Vliet gave him more of a hype for this match than I think anybody else in WWE did. Totally. After I saw that thing, I was so stoked for this match because, you know, I remember he was like running TNA for a while. Like, wasn't he? He was like their main star for a bit, right? Like a chunk of time where he was like the champion, but I think he was maybe a babyface champion. Was it Magnus? That's what he was, right?
Yeah.
And he was like their guy. Then he went to NWA and he was like their heel champion with that chick there. So he had a pretty good run, and I can understand like what he said on Chris's show is that he went out there to try to get a job in WWE, being like, here's the only place I haven't been yet. Like, what's going on? And they said, okay, but we want you for this role. Like you said, I don't think he was hurt. I just think that they didn't know what to do with this guy. So they said, well, he's got a good look. People probably know who he is. So let's put him in this managerial role. And
he does great in that. I think he does a great job in that. But yeah, this is weird that he's been there for, what is it, like 2 or 3 years. And this is the first, you know, actual match that they're letting him do. And it was a good enough match, man. Like he looks really good in there. Gunther, of course, is a great guy to put him with, for sure. But yeah, I think he was behind him too. Definitely held his own and had.
I thought this was the best match of night one.
I think so too. I think it was.
Yeah. He looked fantastic, man, for a guy that hadn't wrestled in 3 years. That guy looks better than half the roster does still. And I'm like, they got to let this guy work more. I mean, he's got a great look. He's got good charisma. He dwarfed Gunther in the ring as far as size, you know, and that's pretty crazy to do. And he's got a good character. And I'm hoping that this wasn't the last we see of him, but if he's just going to be that role of like GM for a while to just keep him around, for the timing. That's fine. I actually think it's funny that Proper G and Proper Gander said is how good they should bring out Rob Terry, dude.
That's what I was laughing at. Yeah. What the hell happened to Rob
Terry was a monster, dude. He was so big.
Rob Terry.
WWE, Vince wanted Rob Terry for a while. Remember, he was really eyeing him, but he was so bad in the ring that, like, I think I don't know why he didn't get him, but I was following Rob Terry like on MySpace back in the day, and I can remember there being a lot of like chatter about Vince, really liking his look. He had a really good look though.
Yeah, when he was in TNA, he was a freaking monster for that company, man. Like,
well, I think they were talking too, though. Like, yeah, he jacked to the gills. Like that was the thing. Like didn't he work a lot with Magnus as well?
Yeah, they were a tag team. They were like part of that like Britain group or whatever.
Yeah, there's those two, and I think Doug Williams was with them.
They all were jacked though.
Yeah, that was a good time at TNA actually.
Yeah, that dude was like 6'5", 290, huge fucking guy.
This is probably around like 2007 or so, 2008.
Yeah, I think so. 2007, 2008. That sounds right.
Yeah.
But they did all this right, man. He came out to Oasis. I mean, that had to cost them a pretty penny to get that to happen, number one. And then he got to have Mickey James and his son come out at the end. Like, I think everything with this, like, they did him a solid for kind of like his first and only maybe match in the company. They really did him a solid. I appreciate it.
But do you think that they should have had the Mug Root Beer Bulldog join him, Mickey James, and his kid in the ring?
I would have brought it up even more if they did that. Yeah. Been even better.
Triple H said that they just finalized that like days before the Oasis song. They just got that deal closed just in time for the show. So that was kind of cool to see him come out to it.
Money talks, boys. Money talks.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that Triple H even put in that effort for him to do that. You know what I mean? Like it's Nick Aldis. It's like, I don't know what kind of relationship they had prior where he'd go above and beyond and be like, oh, what song do you want? Okay, I'll see if I can get it. Like, I was impressed that they did that and they just didn't throw him some generic.
I'm positive that they'll edit that in the the ones that's on the archive or whatever. They'll probably put some sort of
because they did that after Mania with Punk, because like they did like the intro with the AFI song, and then I think like days later they edited it on all the YouTube stuff.
Because the way it works, I think, is you pay so much. You can pay like a one-time fee to play it once, right? So, but if it's like, I don't know what that is, where it's on everything or whatever, that's a whole other ball game. It's a whole another payday. But most of these matches were kind of short too. So this match, I don't think there was anything that was over 15 minutes so far. This one, it says it was 11:38, which Gunner tapped all this. Like, I think that was a pretty good way to end it. I was curious if they were going to try to do a rematch at some point, or this is a one and done.
I think it could still happen. I mean, honestly, I thought that Nick Aldis was going to win, because just the way they were leading up to that match. This Gunther just kind of like throwing that out there that he's retired Goldberg and John Cena and AJ Styles, and and Aldis hadn't had this match, and like he hadn't had a match in 3 years or whatever. I just thought it was kind of leading to him just getting that upset win over Gunther, and then it would maybe lead to something else later on down the line.
I would have liked him to win, to be honest with you, but yeah,
he's back to being the SmackDown.
GM, and I think after tonight, we might already see a feud that might be in the works for this guy, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
And I know everybody's excited to talk about this next match here, which I thought this was odd, like the booking of these. The matches on these shows each night. They had 2 6-mans. Well, I mean, 1 6-man and 1 6-woman match. I thought that was kind of weird, right? And it seems like a lot of the bigger matches were all on night one, or the ones that people were really looking forward to. But anyway, this was the one that everyone was looking forward to the night. The Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence.
I think if they had to cut one match out of this card, this would have been the match to cut if they wanted to make it one night. This was unnecessary. Brie got hurt right away, so the match was really sloppy because like she wasn't there to like do her shit, and then I don't think they knew what to do, and it was a big clusterfuck, to be quite honest with you. And I think that the ending was it's kind of stupid. Like, how many times are we going to do this back and forth bullshit with like face heel? Like, it's just getting old now. So now it is going to be a feud. They said that it was supposed to be the Bellas and Paige and AJ back together, but now it's like it's Bree's gone.
I didn't care about anything regarding this match, but I think that was the right call to make at the end of that match by having the Bellas turn heel on Paige, because
it gives them something to do now, because poor Paige, I feel like I would love to see her in the champion mix, like maybe against Liv, but it feels like we're just kind of pigeonholing her for some reason in this little like
I don't
off
think
to the side thing.
I don't think that she's 100% clear to do a lot in the ring. Like, it seems like that's because she doesn't really take a whole lot of.
Well, she just didn't fit at all with the Bellas, and I know they said after that, like, Bree got injured in that match, so like, which is funny because Nikki just came back from injury, and now Bree's injured. So I was thinking what they were going to do, because Tatum Paxley, who's in NXT, they've been talking about bringing her up to the main roster for a little bit now, and I think that her and Paige would kind of fit well together as a team, but they may kind of hold off on that now since Bree is injured, and they may just kind of do like a Paige and Nikki thing for a little bit until Bree's ready to go again, and then have like somebody like Tatum Paxley come in and join Paige against them.
Do you think,
I don't know,
like Wes said, do you think maybe at this point Paige is better being in a tag team so she doesn't have to do all the shit herself?
I think so, yeah.
Is that why they're doing it? Not just because they don't know what to do with her, but they're kind of like, okay, this is a safer route where we can feature her on TV regularly, but she doesn't have to be.
I think so, because like, I don't know if that was her request. I don't know if that was something that WWE.
I mean, if she didn't really wrestle much in AEW either, right?
Not
no. Yeah. Well, the thing, that's a whole different story, because AEW's got like over 200 people on their roster, and like you may see
there's a lot of people that don't.
Yeah, you may see like a popular wrestler on there wrestle like 1 week, and you may not see them again for like 3 weeks later wrestling again.
Who did they just sign? The two guys from
the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah, the Motor City Machine Guns.
They're all elite.
Which I'm fine with. I think that they fit better there.
Oh, no, they fit. Sure.
WWE.
But
are they going to be in AEW or Ring of Honor though? I think they'd probably fit better in Ring of Honor.
Well, when they showed up that night, they was like,
"We're all elite.
We're all elite, brother."
That don't mean anything though.
It's the Bucks.
Tony Khan don't plan ahead very much.
Feed him to the Bucks. Then.
You know what's weird though? Like, I was thinking about this too, because people love AEW. I mean, go for it. If you love it, go for it, right? But we were always talking for years and years and years. How killer would it be if there would be a second promotion backed by another billionaire that could do whatever the hell he wants to? And we've got it, but the only problem is Tony Khan creatively doesn't want, he wants to do it all.
He does it all,
yeah.
That's the problem.
And he can't.
Dude, I'll say this though about AEW, their pay-per-views are 10 times better than what WWE's putting on right now for their PLEs. I mean, I know that AEW shows are like 4 or 5 hours long for their
pay-per-views. They're like $60 a piece too, right?
But dude, like, they're from top to bottom. I haven't watched a bad AEW pay-per-view in the past year. Like, they really put on, like, they're kind of like, all over the place with their TV shows from week to week. But when they put together a pay-per-view, it's so good.
Jericho redoing the list thing again. That's what the fuck, man.
I think he's kind of like going in and out of all of his different characters right now. Because he just did that match with Tommaso Ciampa where he came back as the Painmaker, which was his character.
Didn't they have a fucking nail gun or something out for that?
Yeah, they did. But it was like, it's entertaining. It's stupid. I get it, but there's a lot of stupid stuff in wrestling. But it's entertaining as fuck.
I'll tell you the point though, and I know Brockzilla over there, he's a big AEW fan, but the point where I was done with AEW is when they did that fucking, what was that match with Jericho and Orange Cassidy?
The orange juice match?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this shit, I'm not watching it. I didn't watch it anymore.
But yet you fucking watch WWE when they got the gingerbread man on there, Little Yachty, and all this bullshit.
I don't watch anything. I just watch pay-per-views. I don't even really watch WWE shit at all anymore. I mean, but I don't know. AEW, I mean, sure, it might be. I don't have time for it, man. I just don't. There's nobody there that I have any interest in. So I don't know.
I think
It's
I would.
Good. I just don't want to give it a chance anymore.
I would be willing to give the pay-per-view a chance, but only if it was like on some sort of streaming service or something. I'm not going to pay $60 to watch it.
I think if you're going to watch AEW pay-per-view, then that next one I think it's All In at Wembley in the UK. That should be a good one. I mean, I know Garrett, you're not a big fan of Will Ospreay, right?
I'm not a big fan of anybody,
but I think that match, it's the main event for that show is Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. I think that one should be a really good one to watch.
I'm not the biggest Kenny Omega fan, but I know what you mean, Crater. Like the last, not Redemption was the last one, right?
Yeah.
The one before that was really good. What was that one? I forget the name.
Yeah, I can't remember either, man. But
it was really good. Yeah,
that's the one thing. Like AEW pay-per-views are memorable to me, but as far as like their names for the shows go, they kind of all blend together. So
Mm-hmm. Forbidden Door. That's what it was.
Forbidden Door.
JC Jane though tonight, getting back to the, who was one of the best butterfaces that I've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wow, what the hell?
Who would have ever thought she would have been the one out of that group that made it this far? I wouldn't have. I thought she was dead in the water after Mandy Rose left. I was like, she's out. She's done.
What about
the other one is done before she was, and I thought she was going to be a big star.
Did you notice the ring attire though, Garrett? It was like a HBK
tribute. Shawn Michaels,
yeah. I noticed that immediately. I was like, oh, I kind of recognize that. Well, she looked good in it. Maybe she should make a few alterations and do that like every time.
That seems to be the kind of running trend though, with like a lot of those girls that come from NXT the past couple of years, because it's like Shawn Michaels is kind of running things over there now. They're kind of like paying homage to him quite a bit. I think Roxanne Perez did that not too long ago too. Like she wore some kind of HBK inspired attire.
Yeah. Michael says, "All right, after I bang you, I want you to wear whatever gear I was wearing when I did it."
Yeah. Let's go with
one of them should come out with like the brown pants with like the cowboy boots.
Oh, that was the worst.
The elimination chamber outfit. God,
terrible.
That was just comeback match, I think.
That was like his boot pants or whatever. Yeah,
he said he lost his attire like on the flight,
and he had they called it the Dutch boy haircut that night too, like the short.
Oh yeah, that's when he had like the Prince Valiant hairstyle going on.
But Fatal Influence,
like that. What was that commercial that was on around that time with like the little Dutch boy that was doing like, was it the Skittles or something?
Yeah, like berries and cream, berries and cream.
That's what Michaels always reminded me of when he had that haircut. Berries and cream.
This was just a brief match though. Again, 7 minutes 32 seconds. Fatal Influence wins. They retain the it wasn't for. Was it for the tag titles? I guess it was.
It wasn't for anything.
It was a three.
I don't know.
It was a three-way match. Yeah, it wasn't for anything.
Do you see any of that ever going anywhere big though? Fatal Influence. I don't know. I'm surprised it's gotten to the main roster, to be honest.
I don't see that going anywhere.
I think Fallon. I think she's good looking. I mean, I don't know. I actually thought she was better looking before. I don't know how she was very different to me.
The redhead.
No, Fallon is like the cowboy one, but remember she was with those cowboy guys in AEW and NXT for a bit.
Not really.
Brooke Jensen, I think. I forget the other.
Yeah, she was like always a cowboy gimmick, kind of a cowboy.
Yeah, she was with them. That's right. I forgot about that. But
she looks a lot different now, I feel like, than she did back then.
Yeah, and I think that they're trying to like find that kind of same like thing that they were doing with Toxic Attraction, which was JC Jane and Gigi Dolan and Mandy Rose. So that kind of like transitioned into the group that they have now, the Fatal Influence thing. But I just don't think it still has that same
other one in Fatal Influence is, I feel like, is like, I don't know, I don't even know her name. The third
I don't either.
Why don't they kick her out and bring Gigi Dolan back? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Dude,
Gigi Dolan I thought was going to be a star.
Yeah,
that's what I thought too.
The redheaded girl is crazy young though, so I think that they're kind of intrigued.
What is her fucking name, dude? I can't think of it.
It's like something Laney, something.
Laney Reed.
Yeah, Laney Reed. Laney Reed. There you go.
She's like 22 years old, I think, or something like that. She's very young, so maybe that's, I don't know,
building her up.
Cody Rhodes, baby. This was sponsored by Street Fighter. This match was.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That movie's
Street
gonna
Fighter
rule.
movie. Oh yeah, it's
Buy
gonna
that
be killer.
helmet.
Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship. He had a Street Fighter inspired entrance. His helmet thing looked fucking ridiculous. Holy shit. Like that
Dude,
was I was like, what the fuck? Is he
What's that,
kid?
a skeleton with like a guile haircut?
I loved it. You know, I just thought it was so funny. Like, yeah, I
I
just
just do that for Halloween.
Well, he looks ridiculous enough in the movie though.
I love the little intro they did before that too. Like it showed like the game screen and stuff, and it had all the different.
Is that?
like,
There's no way that
characters.
movie's gonna be good, dude. There's no way.
I think it's gonna be
It
fun.
looked like-
I think it's not gonna be serious or anything. So
I know, but it's like when I was a kid, it would have been like that's kind of probably the Street Fighter I wanted as a kid, and we got the one we got, and I was kind of like, why did they just have John Claude with like, why doesn't he have?
Don't
the
they
real
have
hair?
scenes where they're beating the shit out of cars and stuff too? Or
But
whatever
now
they-
it's almost to a point where it's like,
yeah, I
It's starting to get a
like
little
that
crazy.
aspect of it though. I think that they're going to like just make it kind of fun, where they're poking fun at all the different things from the video game. And I mean, look at Cody for example in the movie. Look at how ridiculous he looks.
he
How
looks
over
ridiculous.
how over the top he looks.
Roman
It-
Reigns
it's-
is in the movie too, right? They haven't talked about that.
yeah,
Yeah,
he plays
he
the
was in the-
Puma.
Puma. That's his name.
I mean, that's kind of like a shitty character. Who cares, right?
They're gonna make him good though, probably because it's Roman.
Because, like, yeah, wasn't that in like the third game, maybe?
Yeah,
Or
he's supposed to be like one of the more like overpowered characters of the series.
Uh,
Oh my god.
But we'll see.
and then, isn't that is it Jason Momoa or whatever his name
Yeah,
is?
he's playing
Yeah, he's in
Blanca.
it too.
Mhm.
I can't wait. I'm gonna go. I probably will go watch it. Just
I think it's gonna be
Watch it at
fun.
some point.
I think
yeah.
it's gonna be better than the Mortal Kombat movies that have been out here recently.
Well, that ain't.
I
gonna
haven't
be
seen
so
those new
much.
ones. Are they not good?
No, they're not.
Nah, not
I'm
that.
not a fan at all.
Me either.
Hmm.
We'll do it on the road for Street
Yeah.
Fighter. Probably not, but
50 cents in it?
Yeah, he's
He does the
a
boxer, doesn't
Ball
he?
Rock.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
there's
remember
pictures. You need to look the pictures up. They're fucking
They covered
hilarious.
Roman.
Dude, they look
Turkey
so
teeth.
funny, but I think that's the whole intention. Like it's supposed to be just like stupid and over the top, and because it's how all those Street Fighter characters kind of came across in the game when it came out.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
But as far as Cody goes now in WWE, though, I think that they need to do something. People are getting sick of this shit.
I agree.
He's got to turn heel.
I
Yeah,
like
I
him,
thought-
but I think that he needs to evolve his character a little bit more. I like him, but I think he needs to evolve.
I think that they should have already turned him heel. Like it's at that point now. Like if they don't turn him heel, then the fans are really going to fucking turn against this guy.
He should
if they
lose
haven't
the
already.
American flag gear, and he should get that damn flight jacket and shit on again, and do some kind of just like.
Do you remember when he was like
badass
doing
guy.
shit in Ring of Honor when he was like he'd go outside the ring, he'd get next to the crowd and he'd like grab a beer from the crowd and drink it and spit it into the crowd.
He should. I don't
It'd be
care what
cool
does,
if he
but
did that. I don't think he'll
he
do
needs to
that
just do
in
something.
WWE.
Like they're going to do that WWE for sure, but like damn, like they need to do something cool with him because it's just I'm a big Cody fan too, but it's getting to the point even for me now. Like it's it's getting kind of boring with him.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I
he's
can't. it's-
too white meat baby face for sure.
He needs to make He needs to make a new horseman.
I don't think anybody
He likes
thought
to make
that
flair.
he was going to win the title back tonight. Last night either. It wasn't really I mean, it was a long match. It's the longest match of night one, I think. But CM Punk retained.
Do you know what Cody should have said during that match, though? He should have looked at Punk and went, "What's that smell?"
Did you
Punk would've went,
shit your
"Doogie." 'Cause I don't know.
I
what
don't
was in
think-
Punk's ass the whole.
I think that had to be sweat or something, man.
Dude, he shit himself.
If he shit his pants, no, but this is the thing. If he shit his pants, he was wearing the same tights and everything for that post-match show. And he
Did
sat
you
up
hear?
there and did interviews.
I think he wanted to talk about that in that post show because he brought up something. He goes, "Oh, I've been seeing pictures of me on the internet," and then they changed the subject, and all of a sudden he was like, "I'm not a pussy," and all this other stuff, whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, what the
you
fuck?
wanted to touch upon that? but,
Dude,
the-
seriously though, he had
Yeah.
plenty of time to go take a shower. Like if he'd shit, I know for me, if I had shit in my pants, I for sure would have gone and like took a bath or whatever.
How do you just shit your pants though? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, unless you had to feel like you had to go like right before you went out. Like,
Would be the first time he did.
Somebody said he's done it in the past.
Yeah,
right?
I guess he's on Z-Packs again or something.
Yeah, have you ever been
facing
sick?
Dean Ambrose.
Like if you're sick to your stomach, like have you ever vomited and shit on yourself at the same time? I have.
Well, no, I get it, but you would think at that point they would be like, "Fuck it, let's put this match on way later." If Punk's shitting his pants right now, like, you know, do you think they'd make some kind of call instead of go out there and just do it in your pants? You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he was like, "Oh, I shit myself. Send Randy in here quick."
Well, they said technically, like I've heard a lot of wrestlers say that they won't eat anything at all until after the match because that's their biggest fear. Have to go out there and shit or whatever.
But I mean, here's the thing though. I mean, I get it. Like shit that stuff can happen, but like that's the same thing like us coming on here and like have you ever been on here and had to shit your pants? I mean, I haven't. I'm just saying, like, I mean, they gotta
maybe
once or twice. Go out for like 10 minutes or 12 minutes. Like, you can't not shit for fucking that.
It's
time.
really easy though. You just go like, "Oh, I think I'm having internet."
Shit, like before you go out.
Oh shit! I thought
that's how you get rid of it. Like, oh man, my internet's going in and out or something. I don't know.
He's like, "Oh, I shit myself."
I don't know. I guess it's just it's interesting. I don't think he really did though. There's no way.
I don't think so.
No.
Just badass, I guess.
I'm just gonna say that he did. It ain't no big deal. Everybody's just.
I mean, he looks great. He's been working out a lot, which is great. His physique's the best it's ever looked for sure.
Yes, I was gonna say that too. Like he is a lot more jacked than he was before.
He's still straight edge.
Feeling that he's on something. He's on something.
You think so? Really?
I don't think a guy at his age starts like just lifting heavy like 3 months ago, and all of a sudden now is like, it's just not that easy. I think and again, what is he on? He's probably on like testosterone, which again is prescribed by a doctor because maybe his T levels were a little low, so he went up on a dose. I mean, that will do it. I think half of these guys on wrestling are probably on that because it's not like they're on Deca or a D-ball or any of these crazy illegal fucking steroids like Hogan and shit was on back in the day. They're probably on stuff that's going to enhance them, but it's a little bit safer. And I think Punk, who's straight edge, I think in his head, he's probably like, okay, well, it's naturally in my body. I'm just putting it back in, you know. I think he figured out.
Like, I think they're they're going to do the Randy Orton Cody feud again. Do you think people want to see that?
Well, I'll tell you this. Randy Orton, when I saw him in the ring and I was just like, fuck it, he should be champ. Like, he's still so good, man. And he's so over and he's intimidating. And I just feel like, yeah, it's Randy Orton. He's been around forever, but he still plays the part, man. And I would look at him more of a champion than I would CM Punk. But
I don't know, man. I really want to see KO versus Punk. I mean,
me
I think
too.
that's what we're gonna get.
Yeah, that's what I really want to see. So hopefully they're going for that next. They got to be. I mean, he's number one contender.
Did you see this? Sorry, guys.
No.
There's a video of EC3 at like an indie show. For one, the guy is weirdly jacked now, where it looks like he's on a lot of weird shit, but he could barely fucking walk though. It was weird.
Wow.
It was weird. Like he came out and he was like all like almost like cripple, and then he's like flexing and stuff, but it looked really weird. I don't know what's his story, but I thought he just came back on TNA not too long ago.
No, I haven't seen that video.
I haven't seen it either. All right, so the big match of the night, though, Hell in a Cell. Brock versus Oba 3. What did you guys think of this one? And they never fully said this was his last match, but a lot of people are thinking it's Brock's last match.
I think this was a botched finish, to be honest.
It was. They said,
yeah, they did. They came out,
which then pisses me off because I mean, poor Brock. Like number one, his poor iconic finish when he won the title at Mania, where he missed that freaking salt or whatever, and now all of a sudden this might be his retirement, and he loses to like a regular move.
What was the finish? Was he supposed to slam him?
I think he was supposed to slam on the wood.
That's what I was.
As soon as they hit the mat, Brock's looking to see where the hell they are, and he's like,
"So
fuck."
What happened
they
was
should have kicked out and had him do it again because that just made Brock look fucking ridiculous.
So apparently, like when Brock rips up the mat and everything, like if you guys remember the spot where like he's folding it over, it kind of made it like a little mound in the middle of the ring, just a little bit. Oba was having trouble lifting his foot over it, and instead of tripping and falling forward and probably killing both of them, he decided to just drop him where he had him instead of walking forward. So it looked weird, but it was in the best interest for both of their safety. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, and Brock looked over
on his head the other day.
Yeah, that is extremely noticeable too. Like you see Brock just kind of look, and it's they even showed they even showed the replay of that like several times, and like you catch it every time him looking over at the wood. And
Brock said he basically didn't want to kick out again and keep it going, and because he would have had to have picked him up and done it again, and it would have just been. I mean, they were already spamming finishers like a fucking video game. So
but even though they did do that, I did feel like it was a little bit better than I thought the match was going to be, because I mean, was we really expecting Brock to do a tombstone pile driver in that match?
That was great.
Dude, I'm surprised he didn't fuck his knees up though. I mean, that looked painful as shit. Just going 2 knees, no knee pads on.
It's basically on somebody's porch too. Like if you want to feel how that would feel, do that shit on the porch.
I was saying to myself, if he stands up, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't collapse. I mean, that's looked like it hurt like a son of a bitch. But I thought the match was fine. I mean, watching Brock, man, like say what you want about him, but he's fucking great. He really
is. He's a beast for real.
He is a beast still. And he just dominated him the whole time. Did the mat up just for Oba, not even to freaking use it. But
did you see when he hits Oba with those steel steps? Like he fucking nailed
launched it. Yeah. That last shot with the steps, he just threw it right at his head. It was insane.
I was like, holy shit.
Only thing though, like what the hell was the point of the cell? They didn't utilize the cell at all. It could have just been a no DQ match. I mean, they used a few chairs and a table spot or whatever, but it just seemed really weird for the cell to even be there because it played no part. There wasn't any blood. There wasn't a lot of violence, really. Like it was just bizarre.
I thought that was the reason initially, because I went into this match. I was thinking this is going to be Brock's last match. I mean, this is they were kind of playing it up after Mania that he was going to retire. I was like, there's no way he'll be back for SummerSlam because it's in Minneapolis. That's where he's from. Back then I thought they were going to do the match with him and Gunther at SummerSlam, but I'm glad they went this route and kind of did this series of matches with him and Oba. And when you think of like one of these, a final match in a feud, you got to do something kind of over the top. And I think Hell in a Cell is really over the top.
I would have done a coal miner's glove match instead.
Buried alive.
But like I said though, like initially I thought this was going to be Brock's last match, and it still could be. The way but I think they're just saying too much on the pre-show and the post-show of this event. Like it's kind of like speculating if this is Brock's last go, then what a way to go out. But the fan and Corey Graves just said, like the fan in me would like to see him come back and win the title again, all this blah blah blah. And I'm like, so it just feels like now to me, I'm thinking, he's not done. I think they'll at least bring him back a couple more times.
Do you think everything going on with Oba now and like this crazy push and Brock being like he's the future, he's the do you think all this hurts Oba now? Like it's almost becoming too much, or do you think that it's still going to go
pressure on him or something?
Like it's pressure on the fans to basically be like he's the guy you should root for. Like we shouldn't have to be told what we should be doing. Like nobody told us to cheer for LA Knight. Guy was like a fucking manager like 2 years ago, right? So like do you think it's one of those things that's going to backfire? Because I mean, I like him and all, but at the same time, when you watch them two in the ring, like Brock's a different fucking animal and Oba's not that animal. Oba's a big guy, but he's not, you don't look at him and be like, in the ring, he's like a friggin' wild man. Like he's just basic, and you don't know if it's like, is all of this too much hype going to hurt him? Or do you think they need to just send him to the moon now and hope for the best?
It's going to hurt their booking of him, I think, because he's going to have to lose some matches at some point.
To
How the
who?
hell do you do that?
Who? Like who?
That's the
Who does he
thing.
wrestle?
You know
That's
what's
the problem.
crazy?
He's gonna wrestle Royce Keys when he's that Debo character. That's gonna be the feud.
What is crazy about Oba is that so he's come up to the main roster, and, he's over the fucking moon right now. He just had this series of matches with Brock Lesnar, and where Brock is doing like fucking 5 F5s to him in a match and shit. But you can go look back at Oba's career in NXT. He had a match against Ricky Saints where he lost to Ricky Saints after Ricky Saints did a DDT to him and pins him. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so they went from that to him being the most overpowered character on the main roster. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but like Mark said, what do you do? The only thing you do here is he beats Roman, right? Like that's it. Or you just have him doing like Ryback challenges like every week until they.
Well, he's got the match with Roman. We already know that he won it, so it's got. I mean,
could be Roman, but the thing is, Oba's still not like assigned to Raw or SmackDown.
I don't think they're paying much attention to that shit anymore.
Do you think he's gonna be like? Do you see money in a Roman Oba? I don't see money in a CM Punk.
Well, Punk did mention him on the post show last night about he said he wants Oba. So
then imagine so what they would do you think that they would have Oba just squash Punk just to try to like
possibly
put him over
maybe
a little bit more?
I could see it. Definitely.
You think Punk would be okay with Oba just squashing him like that?
Probably
but you
not.
kind of have to, though, right? Like you kind of have to.
I was watching
Roman's
Garrett's TV back there. Virgil just won the $1 million championship. Holy shit, dude!
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he did. Virgil was jacked, dude. Look at him. They were on so much sauce back then.
Virgil, he was the man. So let's move along.
How do you spell Virgil? M-N. Is that what it was? What did he do? Virgil.
All right. Not two. Kicked off with Hootie singing the national anthem.
Oh, yeah.
He totally nailed it. Hootie did. I don't know where the Blowfish were.
Wait, that was him?
That was Hootie.
I didn't know that. That is wild. I haven't seen Hootie since like the 90s.
He's been trying to do country music.
Oh,
and
that's wild.
He only performs with the Blowfish very rarely, I think.
Huh.
You heard his cover of Wagon Wheel? Shit's pretty good, actually.
I had no idea that was him.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking in my head, who was this guy when he was singing? Who is this?
I always get this is funny too because this other guy's like 85 years old. I get them two mixed up because they look and almost sing the same. I don't know if do you guys remember Aaron Neville, the fucking soul singer?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, but Aaron Neville, didn't he have like that big thing on his eye or something?
He did. He had like a big mole on his eye.
He had one of the weirdest voices, I think, at that time too in music. It's kind of really high pitched, but it was also
much.
love you.
Love you. All right. And he had like a fucking sword tattooed on his cheek. That was so weird. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Weird guy, but good singer. Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn for the #1 contender match. And this was kind of like they could have done this on Raw, right? Why are they doing why is this the opening match?
The reason is because they've treated Balor like a friggin' piece of shit for like 3 years. So everybody's kind of like, oh, this match is lame. To me, I was like, Balor Zayn, like, oh, this could be really good. But I don't like Sami Zayn, so I would have wanted Balor to win, which I hoped he would have because I feel like he's due for like more main event pushes. But obviously,
no, they don't. They don't think so.
Obviously,
I was wondering, like, that's kind of an interesting, weird opening match. But then you understand why, because Nick Aldis comes out there and adds a couple more people randomly to the match, pissing Sami Zayn off. He throws a fit, which I thought was great. Like when Gunther.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Is don't you think that might be a Sammy Nick Aldis feud at some point? Now they're gonna lead into that because he keeps saying he's being corrupt or whatever.
That actually would be really cool, Gary. Now that you mentioned that, I could see that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That's the perfect that's the perfect way to go for Sammy. I love his character right now. The last few weeks, since he's been champion and everything, love the character, love everything they're doing with him. It's the most interesting he's been in a while.
I agree. I don't like Sammy, but this is the most he's done in a long time. That's actually somewhat interesting, and not just ska guy. That's out of shape.
Where's the ride or die fan shirt? That's what I want. He's always saying that on the mic, but there's no shirt for that.
I thought they did have some sort of shirt like that. I don't know if it was exactly that.
They've got the last real good guy shirt and Justice for Sammy, but no ride or die fan shirt. Maybe because it's got the word die in it. You know how WWE is.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So he's basically almost doing like that late 90s Bret Hart character in a way. That like Bret.
Yeah, kind of.
You know, he's like in his eyes, he's the baby face, but in everybody else's eyes, he's the heel.
Yeah, he thinks he's doing the right thing. Pretty much, yeah.
I
think it's kind of a cool character, to be honest.
Yeah, I love seeing Kevin Owens come back. That I wasn't even expecting that at all. Like I had seen something like in the past day or so about he had been at the Performance Center or something down in Florida.
He did quite a bit in the match too. Yeah, he did.
But I wasn't expecting him to, show up and be in a match on SummerSlam. So yeah, I'm a big Kevin Owens fan. That really popped for me when they added him to the match, and I love like as soon as he comes out, it cuts to this chick in the crowd, and she's like bawling, crying. And I was like, hell yeah!
My wife's a big Kevin Owens fan, and she was like shocked because like there was a lot of talk that he may never be able to wrestle again, right?
Yeah,
and it's been so like weird. A year and a half.
Yeah, I just told Candace about that a few nights ago. Because we were talking about because she doesn't really watch wrestling that much anymore, but like she still likes certain wrestlers when she sees them, and she liked Kevin Owens, and we were talking about him, and I was like, yeah, I don't even know if he's going to get to come back and wrestle again because he had like a really serious neck injury, and then like 2 days later he's on SummerSlam wrestling. I'm like, fuck yeah! So that was probably my favorite moment of the whole event.
But it was
me too.
This was
a very good surprise. It was unexpected. I thought maybe it was going to be Randy or something, but it was good to see that it was Kevin. I'm glad he's back. I like him. I could have did without Gunther. I mean, I'm honestly, I'm kind of getting tired of him already. Like I don't know. Like Gunther champion at this point to me means like zero. Like I have zero interest in that at all.
Where they're still calling him the career killer. Do you think? I just want to bring Brock up one more time. Do you think if Brock does come back for another match,
they fucking can't have Gunther beat Brock. Brock, the thing with Gunther now, he doesn't even look intimidating anymore. He's lost so much damn weight. He looks like he doesn't look intimidating at all. He's skinny.
He does.
I mean, you've got to give him credit for losing all that weight, but I mean, he's smaller than he was the littlest one in this match.
Yeah, he does.
But I mean, this looked like he would have beat the shit out of him in real life.
Yeah, he doesn't have that intimidation factor anymore for sure.
And that's why it's in the ring with Brock. Brock's going to make him look ridiculous in size. It's just.
Yeah,
I liked Gunther as the character in general, but I think he just doesn't have a good look anymore. Like it's not that I would have rather he looked more intimidating as Walter when you think about it. Like now,
when he first came in,
guy.
You got to think how impressive that is, though. Like the body transformation.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you don't go from being like one of the biggest guys in the company to one of the thinnest. That's insane. He looks great. Like he doesn't have a lot of like loose skin, really. I mean, like. He's in really good shape. I'll give him credit for that. I just don't see it. Just doesn't feel like he doesn't feel intimidating. Even when you saw the graphic of all the guys, he looked probably like 15, 20 pounds heavier in that graphic, and he looked more intimidating. He was still thin, but like when they show the graphic, his neck was thicker, kind of was like this. Where I feel like now he just kind of looks just like a guy.
Like maybe he's losing muscle or something. I don't know.
He's just something is just not and. I don't know. To me, he doesn't feel intimidating, so I don't take him as serious. Where like I look at those four guys in the ring, and I'm like, which one excites me the least? It would be him.
I like Gunther. I think that he's the good smart ass, like just smarmy heel too. He plays that character perfect, and he never breaks that character. Even like really, if like he'll act a little nicer if you see interviews with him online or whatever. But he's still got like he plays that smart ass. Maybe that's him. I don't know, but plays that better than you smart ass heel,
like the MJF thing, kind of.
Yeah, like it. I think he does that very well. But yeah, Kevin Owens won the match. It was only 8 minutes and 33 seconds, which I thought was interesting. Most of these matches on both nights were brief. And
why do you think they chose Kevin Owens? Do you think because they want that match with Punk, and do you feel like they're kind of like, okay, let's get this over with if just before these two guys get hurt again?
Well,
I think it could be like one of those things where they're afraid that like if we don't do this now, we may never get this. And somebody said Punk actually kind of told people, though, guys he wanted to feud with this reign. And I think one of them was like Owens, Zayn, Balor, and something
they
like that.
They teased him and Owens when he first came back years ago. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they teased it briefly where they had like this little stare down moment. And it didn't go anywhere, but that was because Owens got hurt. And
there's that, and then there's also like because Triple H kind of alluded to it in the post show tonight when he was saying that if you follow the stuff behind the scenes with Punk and Owens, and there's a lot of story to tell. Because I remember something a while back about like because either Punk said something about Owens or Owens said something about Punk. I can't remember which way it was, but like it was kind of like a personal like thing. It wasn't anything to do with like storylines or anything, but they kind of had this personal beef, I guess, a while back. So maybe that's why they wanted to go with Owens, because they want to try to play that story out, on TV, kind of like how they did with the beef between Rollins and Punk, and they were kind of like they threw that into a storyline. And I think, honestly, that really works best for Punk's stories and the feuds that he has. If he's had like a past personal thing with another wrestler and they work together again, they can just kind of use that as a story going forward on screen.
I mean, I think the back and forth between those two leading to a match is going to be really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
definitely.
I think that makes a lot more sense than if they try to throw Oba into the mix.
What is the next PLE? Is it the fucking one in Saudi Arabia or what?
Maybe it might be Crown Jewel. I'm not sure.
I think it might. I think Money in the Bank is October, right?
Oh, wait. Money in the Bank is the next one, I think, right?
I thought that was October.
I think, they moved it because Money in the Bank used to be in July, but I think they moved it to October.
I'm not sure then. I know they were advertising Money in the Bank here recently.
Somebody in the chat will look it up for us. Are you guys excited about Super Troopers 3, though? Those guys were in there in the front row. They were showing them off.
No.
Hopping that.
No.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it for sure. I mean, I've watched the other ones.
I've never watched any of
them. I think the first movie's great. I think
there's some stuff that looks even too dumb for me to watch.
But the second one is kind of but I might as well watch the third one just to finish out the series or whatever.
It's weird timing, though, to talk about this next match here because there's throwaway matches on both nights. And I'm watching a classic, man. SummerSlam 90. And the throwaway match on SummerSlam 90, I was just fucking giggling at because I forgot it. Orient Express versus Nikolai Volkov and Hacksaw Jim Tuck.
Dude, you know what's funny? You say that. I'll send it to you when we're done. I was going by, like, they had this little, like, carnival set up, like, in the next town over, and I was driving by, and there was a big ride or something, and it just said Orient Express. So I took a picture when I was driving by because I thought it was kind of funny.
I think in Nicholasville, no, I don't know if it's Georgetown or Nicholasville, Kentucky, there's a Chinese restaurant called Orient Express.
Imagine if you walk in and play the song.
It's so killer. Anyway, Barrett.
I don't know. I can't give you. I don't know what to say about any of this right here.
I
don't know why he's back. I don't know why he's gonna. Again, I don't want these guys to be jobless, but it's just like if you're gonna let X, Y, and Z go because they're you can't pay them, and now you're cutting all these guys' contracts. Why are you gonna spend money on Baron Corbin? Like he wasn't anybody that drew you money at all ever. That's what I don't understand. Yeah. You're going to let these other guys walk?
I just had a feeling that he was going to win the title. I don't know why.
But why? Has he ever won a title before?
Yeah. He won the U.S. title back in like 2017. So this is his second run with it. But it's kind of like when KO came out. Like I saw him come out and I was like, oh, he's winning the match. And then when I thought about Baron in his match, I'm like, well, if he's going to have this match with Trick, like maybe they take it off of him to like
But
start
why?
something.
Trick Williams is like white hot still, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, he
understand
is.
that either. I was really disappointed when
Nope.
when Corbin won.
Nobody is ever going to give a fuck, good or bad, about Baron Corbin.
No,
just
but
the
I feel like
truth.
Trick Williams is somebody that like they should have him like stay undefeated for a long time, like build this guy up, because I look at him and I say this could be the future of the company, even I think over Femi at the end of the day.
You don't have-
Trick
yeah.
Williams has everything.
Yeah, you don't have fucking Baron Corbin. You
No.
might have maybe have him beat Little Yachty, but he doesn't
Yeah, I
beat.
agree.
He doesn't
It's
beat
weird,
Trick.
man. This was his first match back since he's came back to WWE, and he's already winning the U.S. title. It just, I don't understand it. Like, I mean, I don't hate Baron Corbin, but it just like I don't understand why of all the guys that they're going to resign, he's that guy.
I
And then-
hate him.
He's got fans backstage clearly, because you guys remember like he was being pushed like crazy on Raw. Remember the feud with Seth Rollins? He got the title match and all that stuff. They always booked him really well, like at
Well,
least
he
before
had-
the Happy
he-
Corbin stuff. But
Yeah, and he
So
had
do
the
you think he was
feud with,
happy Corbin when he won the title tonight? You think he was happy Corbin?
When he was the bum is when it was. That was the only time I halfway cared about him, when he was like homeless or whatever.
I
It was
feel like when he
horrible.
first came out and he was like kind of like the long hair, but it was kind of thinning on the top. But like he had the heavy metal song and he was just very dominant over on NXT. I thought
Yeah,
that
the
was
lone
a cool
wolf
look.
gimmick was cool. I
Yeah,
kinda
that
liked
was cool. And I feel like he was actually pretty cool when he was teamed with what's his
Braun
name?
Breaker?
Braun. Yeah, like I feel like they were a pretty good team. What were they called? Like the Wolves or something?
the Wolf Dogs.
The Wolf Dogs. Like
Oh
Yeah.
God, what an awful
I-
fucking name!
yeah, but I felt like they were a good team though. They actually were a decent team. But I don't know what you do with this guy now. Here's the only thing I can think of, because I was talking to somebody in a chat about this. Now, again, this kind of mixes with shows though now, but I'm thinking, what happens tomorrow? Are we getting Cass, but are we getting Enzo with Cass?
I think
Because
so.
I have a big problem if we're going to bring Cass in as a baby, as a singles.
I think
And
they're
I
bringing
think
him
Cass
both back.
has the look, but what do you do with Cass? I mean, think about all the guys that didn't even make the show tonight that are sitting around. Ethan Page, Carmelo Hayes, Damian Priest. If you don't know what to do with these guys, you think Cass is just going to wedge himself into some kind of big feud and big name? I don't. I would
don't
say you
think
have Enzo and
he's-
Cass dominate that tag division, get themselves over as Rover, then do something. Unless I could see, does Cass come out and feud with Baron Corbin for that belt? I don't know where you put Cass in here, but like I also don't know what you do with Baron and a title. I don't know like who are they trying to give this title to, because he seems very transitional, but transitional to who? Not Trick. Like you're not just gonna have him lose to Trick again. What would be the point of all that?
Cass,
Well-
I think, is coming up solo by himself. If you,
No way.
I'm pretty sure it is, because if you look
Do
at
you
all
think
the
he'll have
vignettes,
Enzo as a mouthpiece at least, or no?
I don't think so. Not from what
That's
I've heard.
wild to me.
They said Enzo's still in the performance center. He's still trying to get back ready in ring shape and all that. Now that maybe it could be a work, I don't know. But if you look at his vignettes, they don't feature Enzo at all.
But is Enzo
Anytime
the
they
one
try-
doing the voice?
I think that's the point, though. I think that
Maybe.
they want to use that as a pop for the
Could be a
crowd.
work, yeah, could be.
I mean,
But is that?
'cause-
I always thought Enzo was doing the voiceover in that promo. Was it or no?
no,
It didn't sound like it to me. No. If you look at the clips that they're showing, it's like, oh, he screwed up his career, he got fired, this kind of thing. They're kind of using that to build his character as like this guy who's got like a chip on his shoulder kind of thing.
But-
So I don't know where they go with it.
I
but
love Cass and I'm happy that he's back. I just don't know what you do with him to keep him relevant. I feel like this is what I was going to talk about earlier is when you look at WWE as a whole, their roster is stacked with potential people. The problem is there's too many good players for the amount of TV time that they have. And so they've done a good job getting a lot of these people over, but there's just not enough room. Like they're throwing Damian Priest now, who was like the next big star at one point, to like AAA because they don't know what the hell to do with this guy anymore. So you're going to tell me that you're going to bring Big Cass in and he's just going to somehow find a way in the mix and like be
I
relevant for
agree.
X amount of time? How?
Yeah, I agree, because I mean, look at Corbin tonight. When he came out, you know, did his entrance and everything, got to the ring. There was no big reaction from the crowd at all. So why do they think that they're going to get anything more than that with Big Cass? That's why
especially without a mouthpiece like Enzo.
And I just feel like that their tag division is in the shits right now in WWE. And
when is it not though?
But
they don't care about the tag division.
They need to rebuild that.
But
though.
they could. These guys could come in and dominate, and they're so over that it would actually get more eyeballs on the tag division. Like, imagine if you had to bring all your champions to an event, right? Like, wouldn't Enzo and Cass holding those belts look cooler than all of a sudden you show up with like who is it, R-Truth and somebody else standing there, hi, with the tag champs? Like, you're not even a real team. So again, I just feel like Cass would be better for them in the long run if they dominate this tag division, so they're featured on TV all the time. Then Cass be on TV for 3 weeks, and then nobody sees him for another 3 weeks. And then
you got to think too, though. How long has it been since he's even been on TV? Does anybody remember Big Cass at this point? You're talking
who knows?
Most 7, 8, 9 years probably.
I mean, he was doing this stuff in AEW not long, but even in AEW, they did nothing with him there either. You know, they actually had him in a tag team.
Big Bill. There. What a fucking jabroni name.
Yeah,
it's
ridiculous.
Big Bill.
That was his name. That was his name, for real.
But I think even Big Cass, if he can't get more of a reaction than Baron Corbin, he don't need to be there, in my opinion. Nobody gives a fuck about Baron Corbin. I'm sorry.
But
nobody ever will.
Cass came out and he had the new Titantron thing and he stood there and he was like this when he was a singles guy and his body was covering the sea, so it just said big ass going across the street.
Yeah.
That's what he's gonna be careful for.
You know what's interesting? What's interesting though, Big Cass is he dated
Carmella.
Carmella.
Yeah.
And now that
Corey Graves.
Wonder if
Corey Graves
that guy's gonna put him
announcer.
over on the announcing.
That'll be interesting.
I love Big Cass.
Well, do you think it's a possibility if they bring out Cass tomorrow, just by himself, but then I
think Cass is SmackDown. I think he's coming to SmackDown.
Is he on Smack or what? Yeah. Okay, well,
I think he's on Raw. I've seen the vignettes.
I thought that they said the date was 8/7 or something like
it's
that.
It's 8/3.
Is it 8/3?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's tomorrow. So I'll definitely watch it.
He'll be on Raw then. So you think that he could come out and they still make everyone think that he's just there by himself, but then you just hear from the backstage on a microphone, you hear Enzo's voice.
I don't think he can come out by himself, or it'll go over like a fart in church, man.
It'll go over Rusev when Rusev came back.
And that's the thing. That's what I'm thinking to myself. Is this do you see a Cass versus Rusev feud and anybody giving a shit? But you could do Cass and Enzo versus Rusev and Paige, and I think that would add a little bit of steam to that feud if you kind of just mix them both in. They should have Enzo be like the rebel that he is, and Cass is in the ring doing his debut, and Enzo comes out of the audience like he's not supposed to be there, kind of like how he was he bought a ticket or something like that and just runs in the ring or something.
I think Enzo could do, even if they didn't have them both wrestle, it would work if Enzo was like the mouthpiece.
I agree. Yeah. I would take him as a mouthpiece than not there at all, because I don't think Cass is going to get himself over by himself.
No, I don't think so either. I don't see him in even a mid-card title picture. I don't see that appeal. I think if he's going to do anything with him, it needs to be, with Enzo or some kind of tag team thing.
Because I have not seen a team like Enzo and Cass that were that naturally over in a long ass time. In any company, really. I mean, those guys came out like they were over, they were Cena level. Whenever they came out with these little fake wrestling buddies that were at FYE, and it was Cena, Roman, and Kaz and Enzo. Think about that. Those were the four that they had there, and I was always thinking to myself, wow, those guys are really over. That they're in the same,
Man, when those dudes were in NXT, they're really the reason that NXT got put on the map for the longest time, because they had not seen a tag team with that much charisma in forever. So those guys were quickly, brought up to the main roster.
Think they put Carmelo back with them?
No way.
Yeah, even on NXT when Enzo was hurt, you guys remember that he had the wheelchair with the dice and the mirror and all that. It was great.
Yeah, it's. I hope that we see Enzo. I hope he's not still being blackballed, but it's weird because Enzo was rumored to be signed before Cass was even let go from AEW. So I don't know why all of a sudden he would just not be around for any of this.
Yeah.
I think they're just tricking people. I don't
Yep.
think that you can
Could be a work.
debut. I don't
But
think
do you
can
think they're
debut him by
using
himself.
Enzo as the like? It's funny to me that like they would use him as the surprise. Like, do you feel like he was that over that he would be a cool surprise?
He was the reason that team was over.
I think
I
so.
didn't
Too,
realize that because I
mean,
agree with you,
there's
but I
one of-
feel like he just got he had a lot of backstage heat that I just don't know if it's kind of followed him.
There's
But I
for
heard
sure
he's
going
changed
to be
a
a
lot too.
there's for sure going to be a lot of new fans and young kids and stuff that's not going to know who they are. Especially Cass. I mean, even with the vignettes they've been showing of Cass, I'm sure there's a lot of fans like, who the fuck is this guy? But I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
All right, continuing on though, because we've got a few more matches on not to. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green versus Lash Legend versus Charlotte Flair in a ladder match for the women's. It's an interim championship, right? Because what's the deal with Rhea Ripley? She's hurt again or something,
Mhm.
and evidently she's going to be out a while.
I hate this interim title bullshit. I mean, if they should have just took the title off of Rhea.
So wait, so what does this mean now? I haven't been following this. So this is the champion until she gets back?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they did this in AEW at one time too. Like they did like an interim world champion or something like that. And so like whenever the
They have to
current
wrestle,
champion
right?
comes back, they do it, and then then they whatever, they combine the titles or whatever. But I hate that shit. I think it's so stupid and it's just a waste of time. They should have just took the title off Rhea, and then whoever won this would be the new champion.
Well, I'll tell you this: out of all the matches tonight, this was the one that had the best finish that they could have had. I think the right person here won. I don't see Chelsea Green has earned this spot so hard over the last couple of years. She's put up with a lot of shit. She's over by herself. She's always been over, and the fact that now she's being rewarded for that, like I'm happy, and I hope this isn't just like, Rhea comes back and squashes her in 2 seconds. Like, I hope that she can actually make this work because she's a great character, good wrestler. And I think that people are starting to kind of like her. I think she's naturally getting over where she's going to probably have some kind of babyface turn, or she's going to be that like heel that everybody cheers for. So I'm happy for this.
I don't think she's a heel now, though, really.
No, she's like a tweener. I think she's doing like the stuff with Tiffany Stratton right now, but and she's, they're they're billing her as a face, but she's also kind of has like little heel remarks. She just has that same personality she really had when she was doing like when she was the U.S. champion, and she had like Alba Fire and Piper Niven with her. But I love Chelsea. I think, whether she's face, she's heel, whatever she is, she's super entertaining, and any character that she plays.
I did think Chelsea was possibly, I was thinking it was either Chelsea, Tiffany Stratton, or hopefully to God it wasn't going to be Charlotte, because that place would have booed her out of the building if she won that belt again.
Yeah.
But I didn't think Tiffany was going to win. I mean, I know they were kind of indicating that she might win because she was that was her hometown or whatever. But she's the women's U.S. champion. I was I don't want to see her holding 2 belts.
Yeah, but nobody really gives a fuck about the women's. I don't even know why they have that belt. Why does that belt exist? I don't know. But what do you think about what they're doing with Jade? I like Jade, I really do, but she's a shitty wrestler. She's probably never going to get any better. But there's nobody else that looks like her. I think for her look and her character, she plays a good character. She's a good asshole. I don't think she could be a babyface. I don't think she works as a babyface. I think she does enough with her look to where they'll keep her around.
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
Yeah, for sure. They'll definitely keep her around. She's reached her peak as far as in ring. It's been so long. I don't think she's going to get any better. She's, again, her look, her mic skills are good enough. Her character's good enough. It's just that in ring, they book her correctly. She can work fine. There's been a lot of people that are worse in the ring than her.
Lash is similar. She's got a different look. She's fucking huge. Like that's the big thing. She's a big.
I like Lash. She's cool.
And they've been trying with her for years and years and years, though. She's another one that I don't know how much better she's going to get.
Dude, did you see that fucking like power bomb or whatever she did to Tiffany Stratton on the ladder in this match?
Yeah.
That looked bad.
That looked like that hurt like hell, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we all agree. Chelsea, it's a good choice, and I'm interested in seeing where they go with that.
Yeah, it's cool that she was on the post show talking, and she dedicated her win to Michael Hayes.
All right, so this one, this is the one everybody's waiting for. The Human Money's on a pole match.
Fuck yeah!
This is when I started to kind of chime out a little bit. So I like caught pieces of it, but I don't really know how the match ended or anything like that.
Which we kind of knew this is going to be kind of a comedy match.
But what happens now? Is it over, or is like now this feud just continues?
I think it's over.
Yeah, I think it's done.
They're throwing the monies out in the crowd. The money's just gone.
Okay. I don't want Raw to come on tomorrow and then be attacking them saying, "Where's my money?" Like I just think that seems like a very AI like storyline to me.
I think that they got to focus on Dom and the AAA stuff now because they got that big Triple Mania event coming up in September. So yeah, I think the stuff with Danhausen is done between him and the Judgment Day. That is, but like now, really, I think other than like Dom. I don't think anybody really cares about Eddie McDonough.
I don't think anybody cares about Joe Henry either. That guy's a he's going to be future endeavor very soon.
Yeah, no, I think his time is done too. Like I think he was an entrance and that's about it because and the thing is too, now they don't even give him an entrance half the time anymore. So what was working for that guy, it doesn't even exist. So now he's just like guitar playing regular guy. And I don't see him going. And that's my point though. This guy was one of the most over guys in all of wrestling. And they don't know what to do with him. And now Cass is going to walk in and just like run the place. Like, I just don't, I don't know what you do with any of these guys. And the thing is, they're all good. It's just that there's only so much TV time. They can't all take it. But that's where people like Joe Henry now are going to get buried because there's just nowhere for him to go.
Well, they're definitely going to still do, I think, stuff with Joe Henry and Danhausen together. I mean, just because.
But do you think that's what Joe Henry thought his career was going to be after being like so over? And like showing up at Mania.
I don't think so. Like, I mean, I didn't think it was going to go that route either. But like,
I mean, look at the other one though. That boggles my mind. Did she leave the Jordan Grace, or was that a rumor?
I think that.
How do you go from her coming in and being so dominant as like the next big women's thing? They finally sign her, and then she's just buried. Like that's disgraceful to me that she came out.
I was never a fan of her.
She got no reaction. That was another thing. She did not connect with the audience in WWE.
No.
Good wrestler.
But I feel like she did at first, like when she
did
came
it
out
first.
in the Rumble, and then she like came out like on Raw, and like she was super over. But
Well,
then as soon as she was actually under the WWE umbrella, it's like they didn't. I don't think it's because they didn't keep her dominant anymore. When she was in NXT, she was like losing regular matches. Like
here's the thing I noticed about her too. She changed her look way too much, right? I think people forgot who the fuck is this, right? Because what didn't she have like braids and shit in her hair when she came out and had a really cool look with the metallic outfit and all that?
Because that's when she was still in TNA. I think she was the TNA Women's Champion at that time because she had just won it off of Naomi, and then Naomi after dropping the top, that's when she came back to WWE. So. Yeah, like she keeps changing her look though. It is weird, but I don't know. I never saw the appeal with it.
She has a distinct look though, and like I don't know. I mean, I just think she's probably not the greatest in the ring. She did have that unique look about her, but I mean, let her go to AEW and just collect a paycheck. I guess. I don't know.
I'm just thinking, like you were mentioning Joe Hendry, and he was pretty over. Like, I mean, getting the reactions for sure. And he had a program going with Logan Paul, but Logan Paul got injured. So like he had a little mini feud with the Vision.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to do something with that. And I figured like, oh, okay, so he's gonna have a Braun match, and with Theory, something there. But they took him off TV and then they didn't do anything with him for weeks. And then he popped back up, and now he's just with Danhausen, and he's
Doesn't
doing
it
running spots, and that's it.
Doesn't it seem like Braun Breaker's done something? Like he's pissed somebody off?
No, I think the
I
problem
don't
with
think so.
Braun is it goes back to I think there's too many things going on that Braun right now is just being like, okay, do this for now. Your time's coming.
Exactly.
But we'll keep you here for
they're
now, like
turning-
kind of in the spotlight. But I don't. Everybody's like, "Oh, Braun's ready to leave." I don't think that's the case. I think they're just waiting for his. He's going to be world champion. They're just kind of putting him over here for now to give Vision a little bit of like prestige. But then they're going to come back. They're going to circle back around to him. He's not done. He's going to be the future. But I think they need to get rid of all this other shit that's going on now, like the Cody Punk story. Like they've got to get all that going and then wrap him back around. Like now that Seth Rollins is back, like. We'll start seeing things kind of.
I think it was the injury. The Logan Paul injury just kind of threw everything off. He gets hurt, and they didn't want to take the tag titles off of.
It's just
Vision.
interesting though. They did nothing with the Vision at SummerSlam at all.
That is weird. I'm surprised. I thought they were going to be on tonight, and then
I think that group is almost done, man. I think that they've had too many issues. It was just injury after injury after injury.
I like added Maxine.
I like Maxine. I think that she's going to be good.
She's given Austin Theory like a whole new life. I feel like those two together.
Right, and I get that, but I think that they're going to end up dropping the Vision stuff. I mean, I think Logan Paul and Austin Theory and Maxine can still work together, but I think they're going to turn Braun face here very soon. Because I don't know if you guys have seen the videos from like the house shows they've done here recently, but like there's these videos that shows like Austin Theory and Maxine, they're kind of like playing the crowd, like, doing heel work and stuff. And then like Braun's like looking around, he's trying to make sure that Austin Theory's not looking, and he's going like fist bumping these little kids in the crowd and stuff. So I think they're like kind of like doing that at house shows right now to test it out to see if they want to turn Braun back into a face. But I think if that's the route they're going to go at the end of Vision, that should be the reason that Braun turns face and he feuds with them, then gets past that, goes on to like the world title picture.
We're still waiting for Bronson Reed to come back, right? And where he fits in everything.
Yeah. So, but who knows how long that will.
And that's a whole other thing. Like Bronson Reed's going to get put in the mix. Like it's just there's a lot of
They have
talent.
a lot of
there,
people
man.
for
So,
sure.
Yeah, these injuries are messing everything up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. After the Danhausen, he's throwing out $1 bills, it looks like, and Danhausen money and all that. They introduced Rick Martel in the crowd. What the hell? Like I was kind of marking out, man. The first time that we've seen him in the crowd, I think, on one of these shows.
Strike Force is a team.
So yeah, no Tito though. No Tito Santana with him, unfortunately. The Killer Bees were also in the crowd.
Yeah, that's so random.
I think they live up there. Honestly, I think that's what it is. Molly Holly, I know she's from up that area. She was there. And Greg Gagne, who nobody knew. Like, who the fuck's that?
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people were looking forward to this match, man. And a buddy of mine and I were talking about that AAA match again. And I think that the Grande Americano match for AAA back, a couple months ago at this point now, almost, that opened up people's eyes quite a bit. I think that match itself really to Chad Gable, and I think people are they're pushing him to the moon at this point, maybe even too fast. What do you guys
think? I think he deserves it, man. I'm 100% behind whatever they want to do with this guy. I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad they didn't just like it was a one and done and then he's back like being Chad Gable. I'm glad that he's moving up that ladder again. Like, guy deserves it, man. He's a little short, but he's jacked. He's a freaking fantastic wrestler. He's got great charisma. He's good on the mic. Like, let this guy go. Like, I think this is great. I'll be honest. I didn't see the end of this match, so I don't know who won. I'm assuming him.
Chad won the big celebration. They were chugging the mug root beer afterwards.
Yeah, he's like a little angle of 2026, and I'm 100% down with that. If they want to make him like the kind of, I'm 100% down with that.
They brought Chad's family, his wife and kids, and his mom and dad. His dad is a foot taller than fucking Chad is. Like he is. Yeah. I was like, if Chad had that height, he would be main event world champion for sure.
They should have brought
I think
Jason Jordan back and had him congratulate him.
I think Chad Gable was on that path, though. I think they needed to do this, though, to kind of like to boost people's interest
I
in
agree.
him. Just to give him the Intercontinental. I mean, it's his first singles title too.
It is.
So,
Yeah.
so
He's been chasing it for years.
And I think this is a good, way for them to kind of give that legacy, to the Intercontinental title again. Like, let him just go, because I mean, they kind of started with Penta because Penta held the belt for like forever, and now, I think Gable could have a really good run with this, and then that could eventually lead to something else. It's putting him further up on the card.
Well, it has, it's been a long time coming too, because they've been there. Like I remember the Alpha Academy for like 10, 11 years, is when they started.
Yeah, that was forever ago because it was, I want to say like 2010, 2011, something like that, when they were a team in NXT, because that was right around the same time. Like, I think, was it, what were they called? FTR. What was it? The Revival? When they were the Revival in NXT. So,
you know how good they were though, Jason Jordan and him. They were like a young Steiners. They were a freaking great
I agree.
team, man.
They were amazing, man. Like, and I think because that was also, I think, around the same time they were having matches with, was it the Lucha Dragons or something like that?
I think also too, like Ascension was like feuding with them for a while.
Yeah, that was another one. Whatever happened to those guys?
They were in TNA, and then I think that they just vanished.
God, their main roster run was terrible.
That was bad, wasn't it?
I loved
They came off like Demolition back down in the NXT. They came up like immediately
there was a couple of teams basically like that though. Like the Authors of Pain was another one that come up and like shit the bed.
They were so killer in NXT though. I don't know what the hell. Well, Vince is what happened.
That's just that's a pattern that's not quit for years, though. If you look
when
at
they brought them back again, right? They were like they fired them before and then brought them back a second time.
Yeah, with
again,
Karrion Kross and all of that. What was it called? The Testament or something?
Final Testament.
Yeah, it's a long lost 80s slasher movie.
I would have brought Karrion Kross back before I brought Baron Corbin back.
I was thinking the same thing, man, because they were all in that MLW. Promotion together. It's like because Matt Riddle's over there. Killer Cross is the champion, I think, right now over there.
He's draped in gold. He's got I saw the dude on Instagram. He's got like 50 belts on him. I'm like, well, good for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the same thing, Garrett. I was like, why didn't they not bring back, Cross instead of Baron Corbin? It would have made more sense, especially with the Sami Zayn stuff too. Like with the
100%.
character. Yeah, that they're kind of giving this character that Sami has now. It would just play more into all that stuff that he was doing with Cross, back a while back whenever he was there. But they may still do that. Who knows?
Also, at the end of that match, they had the mascot from the Mug Root Beer with the dog and everything, and I was almost thinking for a second maybe there's somebody.
I did too. I thought he was going to lay him out.
Because he was like jumping on the ropes and shit, like he knew what he was doing in the ring. And I was like, but it led to nothing. He chugged down a couple of Mug Root beers, and it was.
And the dude in the costume, the mask or whatever. He was kind of skinny, so I thought it might have been Gunther for a second.
Oh no, the whole show's just Gunther. Now Gunther's in an outfit with the root beer up.
His third segment on SummerSlam. Yeah.
That's so funny.
I'm happy for Gable, and I'm glad he's in the spot he is. And you know what? It actually makes me feel good because, man, I love when the Intercontinental title is on like a legit player, someone that's moving up the ranks. Like I still that for some reason still works for me. Like I like to see the IC belt taken seriously and have like good competitive matches for it. And like on this right now, it was just Mr. Perfect versus Bret Hart, and Bret Hart won, and that was kind of like the beginning of his singles rise. So. I miss that IC belt, meaning like, hey, these are the guys that are kind of up and coming. And I hope that Gable can kind of do that. I'm sure he's probably going to feud with Ethan Page for a while. I think that's probably going to be where he's going.
I agree. I hate that IC belt, the look of that belt. I'm not a fan.
Nah, they just got to go back to the old white one. That's what they should do.
They should have.
That's the problem. The women's championships are white, so it's just doesn't make any sense. Like,
how about the aqua blue or the teal blue? That was a cool one too.
It could be a black belt. I don't care. Being
the yellow was cool. They had that yellow one.
I mean, Trick Williams' U.S. title belt had like white fur.
I hate that.
I didn't like that
I
either.
was all for him getting a custom title just because of like the run, how over he is and everything. But like just the fur and it's white.
Yeah,
just,
it probably looks
Yeah.
silly too, like when he was like out in public and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like he skinned a Yeti or
How
something.
the hell do you keep that thing clean? Like
The
all the
Yeti.
oil
Well,
on
he
them
didn't
and
have it
everything.
long enough to worry about it, I don't guess.
That's
So,
true.
The main event, though, and we're going to talk about this one because, like, hopefully this is the end because these guys have wrestled enough. I think people have done. And ultimately, like, I guess they didn't have any other option for Roman Reigns for this pay-per-view. But Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. They just did something similar to this a couple of years ago with the teasing the whole Shield thing and talking about their history together and all this. So I guess they, with the ends, they did their fist bump and everything. Hopefully, at least for a few years, this may be it.
I think this is it. Yeah, I think, and I think this is the best match on the entire SummerSlam.
I agree, and I think I was shocked that this match was so good, and I think this is the best match they've ever had together too.
Yep.
And I don't know if it was the story, if it was kind of the ending it was the climax of their history together. But I actually thought they did a hell of a job here. It was good to see it wasn't interference central. I mean, they actually went out there and put on a good match. I will admit that. And
well, it was the pacing of everything too. Nothing felt like it was rushed or super laid out or anything. Like these guys have been doing it for a long time, and there's not a lot of matches, but most of Roman's matches are like this, where it's like an old school main event match, where it has that feel to it, right? The build.
Yeah. Does anybody know who produced this match?
No, but it'd be good. It'd be interesting to know.
Because I thought it was super well put together. I mean, I know since someone commented 20 false finishes, but like that to me, that's one of the most entertaining things about wrestling matches. Is like, when they're using each other's finishers or they're like paying homage, like they did a couple Dean Ambrose moves in the match, and
that was great. I love that.
They even did the Shield power bombs to each other through both of the announce tables, and just it was the best match I think that these two have ever had with one.
Mm-hmm.
They gave them a long time too. It's like over 30 minutes. So.
And I feel like because it was so long and just so well produced and everything, I think this could be it. Because I mean, they wouldn't make such a big deal out of that if they weren't like done with these guys. Because what else can they really do? Like if they're closing this chapter, like the whole Shield stuff, and they did like after the match was over, they kind of like made amends, and then before the match was even over, like you had Roman with the chair, like he was going to get Seth back from all those years ago, but he just throws it away. He's like, no, I don't need this. I need to let that go. Mm-hmm. So, but beyond this, if they do make these guys work together again, what story could they tell? Because
I think
feel
it's
like
done. I mean, I think if Ambrose
it.
Comes back at some point, that might be the only reason to get these guys back together. But other than that,
he's not coming back. No way.
He's got it too good over there.
And Roman even made that comment like after the match when Jackie Redmond was interviewing him outside the ring, and he makes a comment saying like, for those who were too scared to stay and ran away, me and Seth held the fort down. So he was throwing some shade to Moxley there.
I think if he does come back, it'll be like towards the end of his career. He's just got it so good in AEW. I think he's got carte blanche to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants, and all the shitty garbage match stuff and all that.
As long as he hugs Khan every once in a while, I think he can do whatever. Yeah, I think that's basically what it is. But
yeah, I mean,
I just want to write real quick because you said throwaway matches. Greg Valentine versus IRS is
that's a good throwaway match.
91 SummerSlam.
Sure. All of them around that period had throwaway matches too. Like you remember the WrestleMania with Crush and Smash versus those fucking Japanese guys.
Yeah. Well, that was supposed
to,
that was a whole I read a whole thing on that. It was supposed to be Demolition versus Legion of Doom, and the Japanese guys were supposed to be against I think Power and Glory, and then something happened where they flipped them at the end and flipped them on so then it ended up being LOD versus Power and Glory, and Demo versus those guys, but originally the initial card was supposed to be the opposite. So I don't know if they couldn't figure out, like, nobody wanted to put each other over or whatever it was, but something happened. But you look at back and you're like, man, if that would have made so much sense to have Demolition versus LOD. Like, they missed that whole opportunity to have that as in a big event, and that was a WrestleMania, right? So
yeah,
I don't know what went down with that.
I think maybe they wanted the big tag match to be the Nasty Boys and the Hart Foundation. Maybe I don't know, because that was that was a killer match.
That would actually make for a really good video to do for you guys to do, like, best throwaway pay-per-view matches or something. Or one.
I know what else I like. I also like what ifs. Like, there's so many what ifs that we missed, like Hogan Flair. Like, there's so many. I guess you can say Sting Taker. I never really found that to be a dream match for me, but like Hogan Flair back in the day was like, how did we miss that? Like, how did we not get that to work? And the same thing with Demolition and LOD. Like, they were there together. They were at the same Mania. Like, how did this not go into fruition? And then it just crumbled.
Well, that was the plan for sure. They'd hopped it up the summer before, from the summer before. But
even Brett versus Hogan. Like, remember when I have that magazine where they promote that as like the SummerSlam match, and then it just like vanished. And you're like, I actually kind of wanted to see that.
They did. They only had one match, from what I know, like Brett and Hogan, and it was actually on my birthday, September 28th, 1998, on Monday Nitro, and it was like a terrible, terrible match.
Well, yeah, I mean, at that point, seeing them in '93 would have been really cool, but that didn't happen either. So
yeah, the whole WCW stanker in that time period, they probably didn't give a fuck either.
Did they already do the Dark Side of the Ring with Hogan in the Dungeon of Doom or whatever? Wasn't that one that was coming up?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
I don't remember that.
Anyway, did you see where Taker was talking? Because you mentioned Sting versus Taker, and I see someone else saying it's in the comments, but Taker was saying that was a match that had been pitched to Vince by multiple people, but Vince never wanted that match to happen.
Yeah, he said Vince didn't see the money in it or something like that. He just didn't get
that's
why
so ridiculous.
I mean, that's Vince in a nutshell, though. I mean, we could do a whole show just about
the whole Sting in WWE. That'd be a show too, because that was just such a weird dynamic. It didn't work at all.
The NWO helping Sting in his WrestleMania match was the fuck is.
Yeah, it makes no
shows
sense.
you how much Vince knew about Sting. He's like, I gotta send out NWO.
What do we do with Waltman? He was in both groups.
Yeah,
we got some super chats here real quick, and this is a multi-stream. I don't think we mentioned we've had over 100+ people on here all night, so it's on the Born to Be Rad channel, Stuntman Mark, and Crater Mania, as well as the Dead Pit channel. Go and subscribe to everybody, boys. Any advice on best movie Blu-ray stores in Austin? I'm guessing he's in Austin, Texas. I've never
been there, so I don't know.
And he's got another one here. Do you like the movie As Above, So Below? I remember it being okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. I'm claustrophobic in that kind of situation, so I don't really want to watch it anymore. So
I really enjoy it.
Go back to.
I like it a lot. It's one of the better handheld horror films of the last decade.
I remember it surprising me a little bit because I'm not a big shot, shaky cam found footage sort of guy. Yeah. Uncle Bill is okay, I think. He doesn't drink anymore. He just drinks peach drink like me.
Drinks piss.
Any theories on Bob Crane's murder?
God, no.
I don't have any theories on it. No. Bob Crane.
Was that like the late 80s or something?
Who's Bob Crane? Is he the one that was on Hogan's Heroes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't really know a whole lot about that case, to be honest. I've heard people talk about it.
Yeah, I've heard the name, but I don't really know anything on it either.
He was I think he was killed in his sleep. He was murdered in his sleep or something.
And they never found out what happened, or
yeah, they never figured out who did it.
Interesting. Favorite treasure hunting horror movie?
I guess As Above, So Below. You just mentioned one. with the previous super chat. That's kind of one. That's what they were doing in that the catacombs.
Treasure hunting horror movies. How many treasure hunting horror movies are there?
I don't know.
Would you count the Goonies?
I
like the Goonies.
I was going to ask the same thing. I was like, no, I don't know. I would say the Goonies, but Goonies is really
Sloth is kind of like a monster, isn't it? It is a work night though. Everybody's got to go to work or get up and do something tomorrow. So we appreciate everybody tuning in and everything. Garrett, what do you got coming up? I know you're doing stuff on a semi-daily basis, it seems like at this point.
No, I do like 2 videos and a live every week. So usually you'll get 3 videos from me at some point.
That's quite a bit. What do you got coming up?
So I dropped today. People really like my series talking about movies that I have in my collection that have not received any kind of Blu-ray or 4K edition yet. So something that's either stuck on DVD or VHS. So I just dropped that one. I actually dropped one that I find is one of my favorite ones I've ever done. And that's talking about as a kid, like some of the scenes in specific movies I saw that would be considered gateways that actually kind of traumatized me and got me kind of into the genre of horror. Like these could be, maybe I caught a horror movie at a young age that was on just TV, or movies that were supposed to be for kids that had scary scenes in them. So I kind of talk about the individual scene, not necessarily the movie. So I really am happy with that video. So if anybody is interested in that stuff, go check it out. And I definitely want to get your feedback and comments about things or scenes from movies or shows that traumatized you as a kid. Because I know if you grew up in the 80s like me, you have specific things. Maybe you grew up on the 90s and there's other things that you that did it to you. So I kind of want to learn about that because I'm hoping to do a sequel. But when it comes to this show, man, I think as a whole, I think tonight was better than last night. And I think as a whole, I think it was above average for a SummerSlam. But when you look at that card on paper, it's strong as hell. Like those, like it goes back to the roster is stacked right now, which is not a bad thing. It's just, it's hard to kind of give everybody a push. That's the tough part now, is just being creative around that. And I know people giving Triple H shit on the post show saying like, what about, these guys that are bitching online that they're not on the show? And he was kind of a douche about it, I guess. And he was like, well, work harder, and I get it. But, you say that, and I understand what he's saying. Like, are you more over than this guy? Then you'd be on the show. I get it. But like you say work harder, and then you look at LA Knight and you're like, nah, dude, you're holding that guy back. That guy is over and he's been over. So like sometimes when he says these things, it's kind of like, yeah, people can only go so far, but if you have some kind of issue with them, they ain't going above and beyond.
Yeah, it's like a big fuck you.
And people are posting video pictures about why LA Knight's not getting over. Did you see the ones that he was supposedly dating Becky Lynch? So like people are like, oh, maybe Rollins is like not letting him get forward or go any farther or whatever. And I was like, I didn't know he did.
But do you think that that's part of it though? That's kind of like maybe they are doing something, building something for LA Knight, and they're just doing that to kind of like because they know
they sure are taking their fucking time though.
But guy's gonna be like 48.
But you mentioned the picture thing with him and Becky Lynch. Like, do you think it's because they're aware of this?
Well, hey, actually, now that Seth's back, he needs something to do. That's different, right? So who the hell knows if they start doing that? They could do the whole Macho and Ric Flair angle where he's like putting the fake pictures of him and Becky like big kids.
We've got another one here from David. Favorite music group? That'd be a good one. What do you say, Garrett?
I mean, you can't deny Def Leppard at the end of the day as a whole, but I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm a huge Queensryche guy and Skid Row guy, so I would say they're right up there for me.
AFI is my favorite band, but as far as like favorite music decade, I gotta say the 80s.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, probably 80s for me as well. Favorite band or music group? So many. I mentioned AC/DC recently on the last live stream we did, but I'm also a big fan of Deftones. I know that's kind of a jump.
I love Deftones.
Yeah, they're great. So yeah, I'll go with those.
Very cool. I mean, I don't really have one set favorite, but I listen to a lot of Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Dio, that sort of thing. Motorhead. I got my little 4-year-old nephew into Motorhead, oddly enough. Like that's all
He try to imitate Lemmy.
Alexa, play Motorhead. And it's like,
You should take a video of him doing the reenacting that Orton interview. Remember when he was talking about Lemmy, and it was like, have you seen that? That's been popping up on the internet where it's like, why did Randy Orton do this? And it was like him like in an interview or something, and they're like, oh, how is it being friends with Triple H? He's like, oh, great, he's a good guy. And it's like, how about Lemmy? And he's like, oh, it's awesome because Triple H introduced me to Lemmy. And he goes, and he like holds it for a long time, and it's like, and the caption was, why did Randy Orton do this? And it was like, yeah, why the hell did he do that? It was weird. Have you not seen that clip?
I think
I'll try to find it, dude.
it.
It's so funny because you look at it and you go, yeah, what the hell was he doing? Like, why did he do that? And because he held it for like a long time, and it was like, okay. So funny.
Crater, this is the first stream that you've had up on your channel since WrestleMania. Are you going to be making a comeback?
At some point, yes. Right now, I'm just taking a very extended break from everything, just because I've just got so much other shit going on and real life. A lot of us do. So I've really not had time to really look at any ideas or put anything together. And I've had, a few people reach out to me that follow my channel and like say, hey, you want to do some more videos or you'll do the.
Anybody hasn't checked out though the how I got into wrestling shows that you were doing. We've all done separate shows.
Yep. And I love every one of those.
Yeah, those are good ones.
But yeah, I also just wanted to mention this because Garrett was talking about this, the overall of SummerSlam. Overall, I think I enjoyed, it for the most part. I think night 2 was much better than night 1, by far. Other than the Baron Corbin shit, but whatever, I could do it without that. But yeah, I think it was a good. Do I think it's a very memorable one? I think
we won't remember this shit next year.
I think the Seth Rollins and Roman match is probably the best SummerSlam match that they've had in a long time. Because I couldn't even remember whatever fucking happened last year. I don't
think it's like it's the amount of wrestling that is out now is partly why. Because like back in the day, there was only like 3 or 4 events per year.
4 events a year, and then like superstars and every week.
Saturday night's main event every once in a while or whatever. And now it's like every week there's something, But Mark, what do you got coming up? Would you give your overall thoughts on the SummerSlam?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the show. Same gripes as everybody else. Didn't care about the Corbin match or the Bella Twins match and all that stuff. But yeah, I liked both main events. I don't know about all the table spots with the announce table thing, but at least in the Roman Seth match, it made sense with the whole Shield powerbomb thing and the story they were trying to tell with the match. So that was fine. Cody Punk, I thought could have been a little bit better, but still delivered enough of what it needed to. I'm just more pumped for Cody and KO, Punk and KO. So we'll see where that goes. Looking forward to Raw. Want to see the new storylines that emerge out of the show. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Cass. For all we know, he may come out and beat Gable for the IC title. So you
don't say that.
I wouldn't be shocked. They gave the belt to Baron Corbin. Anything could happen.
Exactly.
Raw's going to be in Iowa too, and it's just right down the road from where Rollins grew up. So, do you think they're going to do something special with him on Raw tomorrow?
Quite possibly, yeah. I would think that they'd have to after the fallout from this match. They got to do something with him.
Right.
So. Yeah, we'll see. As far as on the channel, I was going to do a live stream tonight, but it's already super late. So I will do one probably in the middle of the week.
Do one at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. You can do that.
Oh, God, no.
Early. Anybody that streams that early? I wonder. I'm not sure.
I'm sure.
I sure as hell won't. But yeah, it'll be a stream on the convention that I was just at this weekend. I'll be showing all the stuff I got signed, shit like that. And then probably another video on an unboxing that I need to do. I got a gift from a subscriber, so I'll be showing that off too.
Cool.
And Friday Night Lives on Friday.
Awesome. The only thing I know that for sure we've got coming up is we had an early look at the new Eli Roth movie. We're going to be doing that review probably early this week sometime, and I think it comes out on Friday. The Ice Cream Man. And I'm kind of excited to talk about that because it is Eli, right? He won't do a fucking interview with us. Garrett, I don't know if I told you about this. We thought we were going to get the interview with Eli Roth, right? The PR people. We got every motherfucker that was doing interviews for that except for Eli Roth.
No way.
We got offered, and I was like, no, I don't know who the fuck that is. But yeah. He's running. He's running from the pit.
Maybe you'll get Spencer on there.
Yeah, I want to hear that. I want to hear that interview.
He would probably do it.
You know, it's funny. I saw him today at the convention, and I went up to him and I gave him the Dead Pit promo card, and he's like, "Oh, I know these guys. They fucking hate us." And I was like, "No." I tried. Garrett, you remember when you met Eli? You said something similar.
Yeah,
like it's a work.
Card. He wouldn't let me hold it up. Yeah.
But funny thing is, Spencer, I told him, I'm like, no, it's a work. Like, it's, they're just playing around. Like, they'd love to have you on the show. And he's like, oh, I don't know, man. But he started doing the voice when he imitated you guys.
What's funny is a lot of people were thinking that Sean just showed him that. And somehow he stumbled across it first, and he was telling Sean about it.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what the fuck? How did he find that? But I don't know if he was like, I don't know. Somebody tagged him maybe.
Or maybe he was looking for feedback on the song or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But, he was super cool, though. But when I left his table after I was done talking to him, I turned back and looked. And he took the promo card, and he had a Sharpie. And he was like doing something. So I don't know what he did with it. Like, he was about to write. Yeah, he was about to write something on it. So
probably drew a big dick in Bill's mouth or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
Uncle Bill like that. He
Listen,
sticks a dick in his mouth and smiles on a daily basis. But guys, it's been a lot of fun actually talking. I guess the next post show would be Survivor Series. Just one night. Old school, at least for this year. Till they move it. They move it 2 nights in Saudi Arabia next year.
No.
But guys, we appreciate it. And we will catch you guys next time. Big thanks goes out to our supporters over at Dead Pit on Patreon.com. You can get hours upon hours of great content, right, Uncle Bill?
There's so many hours of content. We've got reviews. We've got songs. We've got live streams. We've got exclusive streams. We've got non-exclusive streams. We've got streams with all kinds of celebrities and all kinds of different old shows from the past podcast, the initial incarnation of the show. All of that can be yours.
Dead Pit on Patreon.com. Show us a little bit of love. Give us some money because we definitely deserve it. That Patreon page is so killer that you'll rub your bird to it on a nightly basis. It's that good.
You won't be able to contain yourself. You'll have to jerk your bird out and go crazy. I mean, that's how much content that we have. So much content that it's massive, and it will massively smack you in the face.
You'll play with your bird so much, pretty soon you'll be looking around for somebody else's bird to play.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Filipino bitch, Miss Slatco Bud, telling you about shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. And it's the best goddamn deal on horror shirts you will ever see. New shirts, old shirts, all the in-between shirts. God damn it, bulls, go over to shop.deadpit.com. You ain't down with that. You can go to fucking hell.